apparently is so distraught at some of the political unrest in this country today that even Abe Lincoln is slouching and just apparently melting away. At least that's what the captioners are saying on social media. It seems appropriate. We'll explain that coming up at 6:20 on WSGW. With you and your morning team of Charlie and Mike and Jonathan, it's 6:05. I got some morning fog. Be wary when you're heading out. Some reduced visibilities. And a little extra time wouldn't be hurt. We'll get to where you want to go safely this morning. We'll get to the forecast coming up. Kim Commando at 6:25. How to stop political text messages. Wouldn't that be nice? Sports, boy, the Tigers and Tarek Skubal. Wow, what a performance last night. We'll have that in our sports highlights coming up. News comes up now. We continue into the WSGW newsroom with Mike Percha.
Thank you, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. A nonprofit organization is looking to purchase Bay City's State Theater, which declared bankruptcy earlier this year following a controversy over its financial situation, went up on the market this month for $483,000. The newly formed nonprofit called the State Theater of Great Lakes Bay Region has expressed interest in purchasing the building, receiving feedback from the community, and says its mission is to be involved only with programming and making the building available to civic and other organizations that would like to use the building, but staying out of park redevelopment and concert promotions. The group has asked the Bay County Growth Alliance to forgive a portion of an $800,000 loan made to the theater, which is currently under investigation. Several other individuals and organizations have also expressed interest in purchasing the theater, though offers will not officially be accepted until July 12th. A former canine handler with the Burton Police Department was sentenced to probation yesterday for embezzlement. 28-year-old Brendan Stocker pleaded guilty to embezzling as an agent or trustee between $200 and $999. The charge was reduced as part of a plea agreement from embezzling between $1,000 and $20,000. According to Genesee County Prosecutor David Layton, Stocker was clocking into work after physical therapy, even though he had not actually returned to work. Stocker's sentence is for 6 months. He must also pay full restitution to the city of Burton and give up his law enforcement license. Police in Genesee County are looking for a man who went missing earlier this week. 33-year-old Austin James Berger was last seen Sunday around 8:15 p.m. in the 16,000 block of Highland Trail in Fenton Township. Police say Berger is considered a vulnerable person. He's described as white, 6'1", around 250 pounds. He was last seen wearing shorts and a red T-shirt. He normally wears glasses, though police say he was not at the time of his disappearance. Berger is known to walk in the areas of Owen Road, Silver Lake Parkway, and downtown Fenton. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is urged to call 810-257-3422. The Saginaw Transit Authority Regional Services, or STARS bus system, has announced its bus routes and times are now available on Google Maps, making it easier for riders to plan trips around the Metro Saginaw area. To get started, simply download Google Maps onto your mobile phone, enter your destination, and hit the bus icon to see your path. It will show pickup times and bus stop locations for all bus route services. Routes and schedules are also available at saginaw-stars.com. WSGW News Time 6:09.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Welcome to Meijer. This week, you can buy 5, save $5.
With so many mouths to feed, I love the buy 5, save $5 sale.
Yeah, and don't forget, you can mix or match more than 1,500 items, like Pepperidge Farm Classic Buns, Coca-Cola or Pepsi products, plus deposit where applicable, and Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
Ooh, I'll look for those and lots more. Thanks.
Buy 5, save $5 this week at Meijer, and pay the same low price in-store and online. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
WSGW News Time 6:10. One person has died and 2 were injured after a head-on crash in West Michigan's Ottawa County near Allendale. The Sheriff's Department says 2 vehicles heading east on Lake Michigan Drive had contact, which caused one, a Dodge Charger, to cross the center line and hit a Pontiac. The driver of the Pontiac, a 27-year-old from Grand Rapids, was killed. Another person was trapped in a burning vehicle and had to be freed. The driver of the Charger was flown to a local hospital with serious injuries, while the third driver had minor injuries. The Macomb County Sheriff's Office Marine Division has leaped into action to save 4 boaters whose boat capsized on Sunday. Here's Dan Jenkins with this report.
It happened on Lake St. Clair, about 1 mile east of the mouth of the Clinton River. Emergency calls said 4 people wearing life jackets were clinging to their boat, which had flipped over. Rescue crews managing to navigate the dangerous waves and rescue all 4 of them. They said they were planning to spend the day fishing when they encountered choppy waters. The sheriff's office says it was lucky all 4 of them were wearing their life jackets at the time. Jeremy Jenkins for the Michigan News Network.
Well, prosecutors still have not filed charges against the 3 men arrested in connection with the death of Oakland County Sheriff's Deputy Bradley Reckling on Saturday. The Detroit News says 2 of the men were arrested just 3 months ago following a traffic stop in Troy that led to a police chase through several jurisdictions. An 18-year-old alleged driver was charged with carrying a concealed weapon and fleeing from police. The man's attorney says he also was under investigation for a carjacking. A second 18-year-old man is also accused in the March incident and charged with carrying a concealed weapon. Both were out on bond at the time of Reckling's death. According to Michigan law, the suspects cannot be held more than 72 hours if they have not been charged. And Charlie, more of us are staying at our current job, according to new research by Robert Half. And it shows 3/4 of professionals are happy in their current role.
Based on our most recent survey of 1,000 workers, we've discovered that 35% of them, only 35%, plan to look for a new job in the second half of this year. However, what is interesting is both Gen Z at 44% and the millennial generation at 45% are the ones most likely to consider and look actively for a new opportunity.
Robert Half Senior Vice President Jeff Sokolowski says many younger workers are more open to opportunities because they're looking for higher income and developing additional skills. He says companies who offer hybrid flexibility are 85% more likely to attract talent.
Wow, 85%. That's a high percentage for the hybrid. All right, Mike, thank you on WSGW. And at 6:14, let's forecast the weather update of WNEM. First alert meteorologist, Matthew Mondro.
We're giving you the first alert to some patchy fog and haze as we start off on this Wednesday. That's just due to the higher levels of humidity that we have right now. The fog definitely won't be here all day, though. That'll be lifting as we go throughout the mid to late morning hours. Now, we do have some scattered showers in the forecast for today. Just expecting some lighter showers and much more intermittent than yesterday morning's rain, too. Even though we could see an isolated pop-up thunderstorm near Owasso, Flint, or Lapeer. Definitely not much in the way of storm activity compared to yesterday as well. A high of 78. And 54 for your low tonight, mostly clear, 74 and mostly sunny with nearly no humidity on Thursday. Friday, 78 and dry during the daytime, still first alerting you to rain moving in on Friday night. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
You got a rising barometer of 2977, got a wind out of the southwest at 5 and 68 degrees. WSGW, your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region and your connection to the world. And the fog that we have in places, and that is going to be something that may affect your commute. The official visibility we have from the report that we utilize from MBS International Airport is a 1/16 of a mile. So you might have it that reduced. You might be in a place where it's a little bit better. Just something that you'll be encountering over the next couple of hours. We'll encounter sports for you next on WSGW.
Give the star in your life the brightest gift in the world. Name a star after them. This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For $59 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, you can name a star for birthdays, weddings, or even memorials. Over 45 years, we have named millions of stars for celebrities and individuals from around the world. The star you name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Visit starregistry.com or call 800-282-3333.
6:16 is sports time on WSGW. Tigers beat the Phillies last night 4-1 thanks to the strong start from Tarek Skubal. 7 scoreless innings, 3 hit ball, 1 walk, 7 Ks. He's now 9-3 on the year. Shelby Miller and Jason Foley an inning each. Foley giving up the run in the 9th inning. It was a home run to Bryce Harper. The Tigers scored all 4 runs in the 5th. The first 3 batters, Justin Henry Malloy, Jake Rogers, Ryan Kreidler, single, and the bases are loaded. Matt Vierling, a ground ball out, scores Malloy. Rogers goes to third, Kreidler to second. Then comes Andy Ibanez to the plate.
Tigers trying to add to a 1-0 lead. The 2-1, swinging line drive, base hit into center field. Rogers in, Kreidler right behind him. He's coming home. Throw to the plate, cut off, and down to second goes Ibanez. 2 runs for the Tigers and a 3-0 lead in the 5th.
Nice by Andy Ibanez with that key hit. Now Mark Kenna grounds out. Ibanez goes to third. So with 2 out, Riley Green steps to the plate.
Strike 1, shot to first and off the glove of Harper down the right field line. Ibanez in to score. Green with a full head of steam around second, heading to third, and he'll make it without a throw. Triple for Riley Green and a 4-0 lead for the Tigers in the 5th.
There you go. That was the Tigers inning, and it's all that was necessary, especially with Skubal on the mound. Ibanez, Kreidler, and Wenzel Perez, by the way, all had 2 hits each. Tigers entertaining the Phillies this afternoon. It's a 12:45 broadcast on 790 AM WSGW. Tigers still unsure about what's going on with the pitching. Could be a bullpen day. Phillies are going to counter with former Tigers Spencer Turnbull, by the way. Tigers have been making some roster moves to help with some short on the pitching staff. Easton Lucas was called up before the game yesterday. Mason Englert was sent down to AAA. After the game, Lucas was sent back down, and Kader Montero was called up. Now, it's believed that Montero is going to be pitching today, but that's not in stone yet. Then after the game today, Montero is going to be sent back to AAA, and Alex Faedo is going to be activated from the injured list. You got all that on your scorecard? Lake County Captains beat our Great Lakes Loons 8-3 last night. Captains had 9 hits and benefited from 7 walks. 4 of the walks scored. Plus, the Captains also stole 6 bases. The big difference was the Captains were 4 for 13 with runners in scoring position. The Loons were 0 for 3. Dylan Campbell had 3 hits with a solo home run, and Jordan Thompson hit a solo home run. The Loons at Lake County this morning. It's an 11 a.m. first pitch time. The National Hockey League announcing its new Hall of Fame inductees to be inducted on November 11th, and going in his first year of eligibility, the Red Wings' Pavel Datsyuk, well-deserved. Also going in, league executive Colin Campbell, who played with the Red Wings from 1982 to 1985. Other players going in, Jeremy Roenick and Shea Weber. Red Wings also making a couple of trades yesterday. Defenseman Andrew Gibson goes to Nashville. The Red Wings get forward Jesse Kasinikin and a 2024 second-round pick. Then the Red Wings traded Jake Wallman and that second-round pick that they picked up from that Nashville trade. Traded to San Jose for future considerations. So Steve Yzerman building for the future. Hopefully the future is next year or this season. The Pistons' new team president, Trajan Langdon, has hired Dennis Lindsay to the front office as a senior vice president of basketball operations. He was with Dallas this past season in the front office as the Mavericks went to the NBA Finals. The Lions have announced dates that any fans can attend 2024 training camp workouts at the team's practice facility in Allen Park. Now, you'll have to register for free tickets, and you can start doing that July 16th. The first day that any fans can get in would be Monday, July 29th. It's sports on WSGW with you and your morning team. It's 6:20.
Are you considering retirement? Are you turning 65 years old soon? You should be working with a local independent agency, not the insurance company, to get you the Medicare plan that fits your needs. MCare Choices, formerly Medicare Choices in Saginaw, is an independent agency that will work for you. They will shop your needs with major insurance carriers and get excellent coverage with competitive premium options. MCare Choices, formerly Medicare Choices, 989-899-7820. That's 989-899-7820.
The IRS deadline has come and gone. So do you owe money to the IRS? If so, you need an ally. Whether you owe the IRS $6,000 or $600,000, whether your tax problems are personal or business, the professionals at Allies Tax Relief are ready to step in and negotiate your fresh start with the IRS. Here's a happy customer of Allies Tax Relief.
Before calling Allies Tax Relief, I feared the IRS would take all of my assets. I owed them over $562,000. Thankfully, I was referred to Allies and called them for help. They ultimately saved my life from uncertainty. Allies negotiated my giant tax debt to an unbelievable $1,500. They are professionals and they fight the fight for their clients.
Allies Tax Relief will protect your assets from being seized and your paycheck from being garnished. Call right now for your free consultation. 800-296-0772. That's 800-296-0772. Or visit alliestaxrelief.com.
Social media is having fun, suggesting that this image typifies what even Abraham Lincoln, one of the greatest Americans of all, thinks about what's happening in our political world that we live in today, particularly ahead of tomorrow's Biden-Trump debate. Charlie and Mike and Jonathan and you here on WSGW. It's 622. So in Washington, D.C., I did not know this, but on the site of Camp Barker, which is a Civil War era refugee camp that housed formerly enslaved and freed African Americans, it's now home to an elementary school. It's also home to part of the Wax Monument series by a Virginia-based artist. And there's a wax figure of Abraham Lincoln, kind of based on his monument, sitting in the chair. Well, over the weekend, that heat wave that hit the country?
Yep. Oh.
Yeah. And it hit old Abe. And so here's the image of Abe, who now has no head and is very much slouched into that chair. As it's described, the head went first, then one of the legs dripped off its torso, a foot turned into a blob, and the chair sank into the ground. I guess actually it was so bad that the head was actually removed and is now going to be under repair. Apparently the statue is going to be reconfigured and the head's going to be returned, and they hope to get it back to its glory. I hope the temperatures have subsided a bit.
Maybe bring it inside when you have a hot day.
I mean,
you'd hope so.
A wax figure in the summer anywhere. I mean,
yeah. And we say this is in Virginia?
Yeah, this is in Virginia.
Virginia in the summertime?
Yeah.
Does it say this is a recent thing?
It's in Washington. It was a Virginia-based artist, but it is in Washington. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but actually, this is actually something that it was a follow-up to another version they had installed in February, which actually makes more sense. But apparently in February, there was a statue installed, but it was a wax monument that included over 100 candle wicks. And the idea was you're supposed to light a candle wick for just a couple of minutes, just to kind of pay homage and recognition.
And all those flames melts into the statue.
Well, what happened, they say, is somebody came upon the statue, discovered the wicks, lit all the wicks. Yeah, and melted a significant portion of the art installation. That happened before its dedication actually took place. So, while it shouldn't have happened,
what do you expect?
Thank you. You put it out there, someone is going to do something.
Yeah.
That you're just inviting some problem, aren't you, if you're putting up the wicks? In fact, when they put up the new version, or they put up the wicked version, they said, please blow out your wick within 1 to 2 minutes. But apparently the person who did the all 100 wicks didn't pay attention to that.
They blew it out, and then they lit it again. And then they blew it out, and then they lit it again.
This is the real WikiLeaks.
Well, it's certainly leaking all over the place. We put the image up on the Morning Team page. If you want to check it out, you can see it for yourself. But I love the commentary people are saying ahead of the Trump-Biden debate. It's just even Abraham Lincoln can't keep his head.
Poor Abe, 407 years
old. Kim Commando's coming up next. How to stop political texts. She's got some hints on that for you on WSW.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today. Visit Lowe's.com/Messi for more details.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The Art Lewis Show, weekday mornings at 9 on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
I get this question all the time. I can't take it anymore. How do I stop all these political text messages? I'm Kim Commando for Total Ad Block, the easy, safe way to stop seeing ads on the web. For just $19, go to blockwithkim.com. You get a message from some politician's campaign asking for a few dollars. You ignore it, text unsubscribe or stop, and still the messages come. Annoying. Many legit campaigns do give you the chance to opt out of receiving their messages by replying with stop or unsubscribe. But that comes with a risk. If that unsolicited political text comes from a scammer, you're confirming your number is active, and you'll start even getting more messages. Here's what I want you to do instead. Turn on your phone's spam filter. If you have an iPhone, in Settings under Messages, switch on Filter Unknown Senders. Team Android, open your phone app, tap on the three-dot icon, get into Settings and turn on Caller ID and Spam. Get rid of ads you see on websites at blockwithkim.com. Are you tired of being bombarded with ads every single place you go online? It's so annoying. It's so frustrating. Companies are spending more on ads every single year, so you're bound to see even more ads. Not only that, the advertisements follow you from site to site. This means more ads in more places and not what you want to see. Now do this. Take control back with Total Ad Block. Say goodbye to intrusive ads and say hello to a cleaner, safer, and faster browsing experience. With Total Ad Block, you can block every ad or allow only the ads you want to see. You'll also have built-in protection from those accidental clicks that lead you to those sketchy shopping sites. Even better, Total Ad Block stops advertising trackers from following your every move. Yes, you get your privacy back. So what are you waiting for? Total Ad Block is on sale right now just for my listeners. Visit blockwithkim.com and get Total Ad Block for just $19 for the first year. That's blockwithkim.com.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Today, did you know, is a national day of joy. It is, so say those who invented it. And there's some musical suggestions to celebrate the day that we'll have for you coming up here on WSGW. And with Charlie and Mike and Jonathan and you together, it'll be joyful for someone who might want the chance to go to the Tigers baseball game like today. Yeah, I've got 4 tickets for today, like in just a few hours from now. But we want to give them away, and you have a chance to win. If you can go and want a chance to win, be listening. Weather forecast, maybe some scattered showers, some fog this morning. Right now it is a temperature that we have of 68, going to be a high of 78 today. Let's get into the newsroom. And here's Mike Percha.
Thank you, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. Fire officials in Bay City are investigating the cause of a fire that damaged a large portion of a home yesterday. Fire crews responded to the area of 24th and Wilson Streets around 4:30 p.m. to find the two-story house in flames. The family living in the home were able to evacuate safely, according to officials, and no injuries were reported. Hazmat teams from Genesee County and the state of Michigan responded to a chemical spill in the Flint River yesterday. Around 11:40 a.m., the spill was reported in the area of James P. Cole Boulevard and Merrill Street near the former Buick City Industrial Complex in Flint. Booms were placed across the river to contain the oily-like substance, which has yet to be identified. Officials are working to determine from where the spill originated and how much is in the water. Health officials are urging residents to avoid contact with the river from Hamilton Avenue to Grand Traverse Street. It is the third such spill this year. City crews in Saginaw are doing utility work on Gratiot Avenue between South Woodbridge Street and Braley Street today and through Friday. That is going to require all eastbound lanes to be closed to through traffic. Westbound lanes will remain open. Please follow the posted detour or find an alternate route if possible. A 68-year-old woman is the lucky winner of a $500,000 jackpot on one of the Michigan Lottery scratch-off games. The Tuscola County woman, who chose to remain anonymous, bought her winning luxury cashware ticket at Ben's Fresh Market at 6233 Church Street in Cass City. At first, the woman thought she won only $1,000 by matching 9 words, but looked the ticket over again the next day and saw she had actually matched 10 words for the grand prize. She says she plans on using her winnings to pay bills, invest, purchase new furniture, and then to save the remainder. WSGW News Time 6:32.
Are you suffering from pain or injury to your hand, wrist, or elbow? It's time to call the Katranji Institute, where they treat all hand, wrist, and elbow injuries and issues such as carpal tunnel and fractures in the fingers, hand, wrist, short arm, and elbow. They have more specific expertise than any physician group in all of Mid-Michigan. The Katranji Institute has over 50 years of combined experience and has convenient locations throughout Mid-Michigan, including one in Burton, and accept all major insurances. Visit them at katranjiinstitute.com or call 855-617-HAND.
Finding the right home for your family is a special feeling. Finding the right home loan to make it happen should feel just as good. At Members First Credit Union, we know home loans inside out, so we're here to help you every step of the way. From home buying education to an affordable mortgage, because there's nothing we love more than seeing people in the door. Learn more at mfcu.net/mortgage. Home lending from Members First Credit Union, for the joy of it. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
WSGW News Time at 6:33. A bill has been introduced to ban bump stocks in Michigan. Senator Dana Polahanki from Livonia introduced the legislation aiming to ban the manufacture, sale, and possession of bump stocks in the state. Bump stocks are devices that can modify a gun to shoot faster. 60 people were killed during a mass shooting in Las Vegas with modified rifles after a lone shooter fired more than 1,000 rounds in 11 minutes. The Trump administration banned bump stocks, but recently the U.S. Supreme Court overturned the ruling. The bill was referred to a special Senate committee for further consideration. A major financial boost for 3 infrastructure projects in Michigan. The U.S. Department of Transportation announced the $67 million for projects in Kalamazoo, Menominee, and Detroit. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says $21 million will help fix up a dock and a port in the Upper Peninsula.
A port essential to local businesses by both shipping and receiving commodities like pulp and pig iron is getting the improvements that it needs. It's had a deteriorating dock wall and lacks some of the rail infrastructure that's needed to efficiently, quickly, and reliably move more goods, which in turn means more heavy trucks need to move over that port in ways that put pressure on that infrastructure.
The city of Kalamazoo will receive $25 million to rebuild streets to create a connected multimodal network to move materials. And the city of Detroit will get $20 million to build paths that will be part of the Joe Louis Greenway and Iron Bell Trail systems. Tesla is recalling its futuristic new Cybertruck pickup for the fourth time in the U.S. to fix problems with trim pieces that can come loose and cause the front windshield wipers to fail. The new recalls each cover more than 11,000 trucks. The recalls were announced Tuesday in documents posted by the government. Tesla says the windshield wiper motor controller can stop working because it's getting too much electrical current. That can cut visibility. Tesla will replace the wiper motor at no cost to owners. In the other recall, a trim piece on the truck bed can come loose and fly off, creating a hazard for other motorists. And there's some good news for football fans with the Detroit Lions, Charlie.
Lions fans, mark your calendars. The team has revealed the dates that you can attend their practices coming up in just over a month. July 27th, the first open day for training camp, but that is just for season ticket holders, as will 2 more of those 9 total dates. The general public can see the Honolulu Blue for the first time on July 29th, a Saturday morning, and most of these days are going to begin at about 8:30 a.m. The final one is going to be on August 14th, and for a full list of the exact dates and times, you can find them on the Lions social media pages. They also have a full FAQ on their website if you have any questions as well. Tickets, well, those are going to be available to get for free on July 9th for the Lions loyalty members and on July 16th for the general public. Chris Villar for the Michigan News Network.
Yeah, it's getting close. Excitement from the previous season building. I don't think it's stopped from last season, and this certainly will heighten it too for a chance for fans to see some training camp. It is time for weather at 6:37 on WSGW. It is time for WNEM. First alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Overall, some quieter weather conditions for mid-Michigan today. We just have some patchy haze and fog as we start off the day today, mostly just due to the higher levels of dew points. They increased throughout the daytime yesterday because of all of that rainfall from the morning. So even though we're starting off with dew points in the upper 60s near 70 this morning, they'll actually decrease as we go through today. So by the end of the day, closer to 60. That does mean that the fog that we see this morning, too, are really just going to be a morning occurrence for us. Now, we do have a couple of scattered showers in the forecast today, too, primarily around the middle of the day. They should move in at around 10 o'clock or so this morning and then last until about 4, possibly 5 o'clock this afternoon. They are going to be lighter showers, though, and much more intermittent as they move through, too. So not exactly going to be an all-day rain, but once we see some of these showers moving in, that chance will be there for several hours as we go into the afternoon. And other than an isolated pop-up thunderstorm closer to Flint, Owasso, or Lapeer, really looks like we'll avoid most of any thunderstorms or storm activity for today. Now we have a high of 78 for tonight, a low of 54, mostly clear with just a few clouds lingering south of the Saginaw Bay. Then on Thursday, 74, mostly sunny, nearly no humidity tomorrow with dew points in the upper 40s and right near 50. Tomorrow really is going to be the winner this week, the best day of the week for anything outdoors. On Friday, we'll start to see temperatures going back up again, 78 with dew points slowly increasing as well. And that still leads into that chance of scattered showers on Friday night over into Saturday. So we are keeping a close eye on that as we head towards the weekend. Currently, though, not an all-day rain for Saturday, and then Sunday still looking dry. We have partly to mostly sunny skies there, a high of 74, so we'll be a little bit cooler on Sunday compared to Saturday. But overall, the weekend definitely not a complete write-off, even though we have just a couple of chances of rain there. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Okay. Barometric pressure from 2977 and rising. The southwest wind is 568 at WSGW, your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region and your connection to the world. We have, from the National Weather Service, just instituted moments ago, as a matter of fact, an official dense fog statement for the Great Lakes Bay region and into the thumb. So if you are in and around the Great Lakes Bay region, the fog that's in many places a bit more intensified here in our immediate area. It started out just kind of being a little bit here, a little bit there, but it's kind of really rolled in. We can attest to that by looking at our windows here of the studios of WSGW. So give yourself just a few extra minutes of time. Don't want to overdrive conditions. Keep those headlights on low beam. You know what to do. But this is the area of the state that is apparently getting more of the density than other places. And just so you know, Mason, Oceana counties along Lake Michigan shoreline, more of the beach hazard statements are also going to be in place today.
I worked on the ranch here, first with my grandfather and then my dad. On this land, we do have a lot of sun, but also have a lot of wind. So having the turbines on the ranch is a benefit to us. I was apprehensive about the whole project, but now I think it's a win-win for everybody. We will produce power for the folks around this area, and this land will have a legacy. As a rancher, I think that's what we really hope for.
Fuel for Thought, presented by the American Clean Power Association.
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we all need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan.
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners every week about the importance of income planning, minimizing taxes, and strategies to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all about that and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
All right, your morning team. On this National Day of Joy. Who knew? Well, you'll know now because we'll tell you coming up. And it will be a joyful day if you're a Tigers fan, because we've got 4 tickets to give away to today's game. As in like hours from now? Yeah. Sometimes we get these tickets and we got to give them away as the opportunity knocks. Listen for your chance to win, if you can go. With Charlie, Mike, and Jonathan and you on 100.5 on 790 with Alexa, with Siri, with WSGW.com. Also streaming on Facebook, remember that, and YouTube, and X, and Twitch. Our online broadcasting that's made possible through the efforts of Stormmaster Exteriors, plus your studio sponsor is Stormmaster Exteriors, your ultimate solution for your windows and your roofing and your siding and more. That's stormmasterexteriors.com. And check out Paintball on Bay Road north of Shattuck and Saginaw, your morning team sponsor. It could be paint protection. It could be film, graphene coatings. It could be rust proofing. Paintball does all that and more for you on Bay Road north of Shattuck and Saginaw. Find out the services online at paintbullrepair.com, your morning team sponsor. 642, June 26, 2024. This is the last Wednesday in June. As I often do, I state facts. And boy, I know that if I didn't state that fact, no one would know.
What a fact that was.
Yes, it's accurate. But the last Wednesday in June since 2019, and I did not know this until I happened to come across this morning. This is the National Day of Joy. It was created by an organization of caregivers that provide support for seniors. That was the original creation for wanting to have a National Day of Joy. Oh, joy! Thank you. It was to emphasize the importance of being joyful because enjoying everyday moments can enhance your sense of well-being. It has since evolved to a day for people of all ages, anyone to celebrate the simple things in life that don't involve material possessions. Just enjoy family, friendship, nature, or whatever.
Humbug.
Well, we have to have the opposition. That's also represented too.
Where's my National Grouchy Day?
That's every other day of the year.
Oh, okay.
So some of the people involved in this say a great way to find joy is to stop comparing yourself to other people. Talk to those who are around you. Help bring others joy by your presence. Well, that again depends on your presence. There are some who I know that might be bringing joy if they don't talk to anybody. But we're supposed to enjoy these small and beautiful things in life to give ourselves the feeling of pleasure and happiness as the dictionary defines joy. That is what we're supposed to have today, a National Day of Joy. I like that.
I do.
Now, in order to help, there are some musical suggestions, and I'll play a couple of suggestions that they think would be appropriate for, again, the feeling of pleasure and happiness to help with your day of joy.
Would Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy be one of those?
Oh, boy, Mike, you know, You should have been on the committee. You should have been on the committee. This was one of the suggestions.
Every life we have some trouble.
Of course.
When you worry, you make
Bobby
it
McFerrin.
double. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy.
Okay, I can see how that works. I mean, don't worry. Just be happy. All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, another suggestion was.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
The song itself is happy.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is.
Pharrell Williams. Again, a song suggested that would be appropriate for a National Day of Joy, trying to find happiness to lead to your joy. Here was another suggestion, and this one is going back a little bit and going on Broadway.
And spread sunshine all over the place. Just put on a happy face.
That was Dick Van Dyke. Remember Bye Bye Birdie? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what that was from. And there was another suggestion too, and I had to. I knew who it was, and I knew it came from a movie, but I couldn't remember what it was. I had to look it up.
Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. You better chase all your cares away.
That's Judy Garland, right?
It is Judy Garland, yes.
Happy. Get ready for the judgment day.
The movie Summer Stock. It's like, oh, nope, completely forgot that. I just knew it was something, but I couldn't remember what it was.
I first encountered that song in the show House MD.
Oh, really?
Do a rendition of it during some sort of drug trip.
Well, I'm sure there was some happy there.
Yeah.
Again, songs for the National Day of Joy. Got a couple other thoughts that they had, including this one.
Hello world, hear the song that we're singing. Come on, get happy.
Yeah, they channeled the old Partridge Family theme for that.
I gotta say, I like that one. That tops the list so far for me.
Well, and as somebody pointed out, I mean, it is called National Day of Joy, so why not go classical?
Only one of the best pieces of music ever written.
Yeah, I mean, Ode to Joy would just seemingly fit. I mean, how could you not be joyful after hearing that powerful piece? I like it. I thought the suggestion that would have just been, I mean, joy, happy Connie sounding song, fun song, but it wasn't on the list.
Oh.
How'd you miss this?
So easy.
Yeah, I thought that would have been like number one. Three Dog Night. Apparently, whoever was putting together the list wasn't listening to the radio at that time. But I mean, this song was so big and still is one of those that is heard a lot today and was used beyond just a song for musical listening. It was used in other various other forms of media and such.
I was lucky to see them recently at the Dow Event Center.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Is that
they
where you
were in town.
didn't you take your daughter to that
Yeah,
and
it was her
expose her to that?
her first rock concert.
Oh, right. What a great way for a first concert doing experience.
Spreading joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's all about. Again, this National Day of Joy.
Well, they're so happy together. I know it's more about, a couple, but it's got happy in the title.
The Turtles. There you go. There'll be another.
Yeah.
We should put the suggestion. Our listeners probably come up with a better list than this that was put together
I
here.
bet they've got some good ones.
I mean, some of these were okay. Again, particularly the Partridge Family. I thought, oh, how cool.
Yep.
Channel the Partridge Family theme.
Then one-upping it with Ode to Joy.
Yeah.
That just wins.
Tough to top the classics. It's worked for several centuries. It might as well work today. So there you go, folks. Happy National Day of Joy, the last Wednesday in June. Next year, we'll make sure we get you a card. 6:49 on WSW. Okay. Now it's time for some joy for someone if you're a Tigers fan. In fact, I posted this on Facebook yesterday to give you a heads up. If you're a Facebook fan, I was told yesterday, hey, you've got 4 tickets to give away for the Tigers game on Wednesday. And remember, this is yesterday afternoon. I'm like, Wednesday?
Today's
Yeah,
Wednesday.
Yeah, like today? Yeah. And it's an afternoon game. So if somebody is able to go and you'd like to win 4 tickets to see the Tigers play, you call right now. We'll take caller number 5. We're going to get your email. We'll send you the electronic link because you're going to have to plan to get going at some point in the next couple of hours.
Hang up the phone, get in the car.
And check your email on the way. 989-752-6111. That's 989-752-6111. If you can go to see the Tigers play today, I've got 4 tickets for you right now. If you're caller 5, we'll make you the winner. Short notice, but hey, to get away for the Tigers today, it's a great reason to play hooky today. Caller 5 right now, 989-752-6111. While we get ourselves a Tigers ticket winner, let's get going up to the hour with the news and the business and the weather and the sports on WSGW. It's 6:51.
From Michigan News Source, I'm Cheryl Fritz. Our top story this hour. A Michigan Court of Claims judge on Tuesday blocked enforcement of several state regulations on abortion, including the state's 24-hour waiting period before a pregnancy can be terminated. The opinion from Judge Seema Patel, an appointee of Governor Gretchen Whitmer, also stops the state from mandating certain information on the procedure to be given to a patient ahead of an abortion and blocks prohibitions on advanced practice clinicians from performing abortions. Patel found those requirements burdened and infringed on the constitutional right to an abortion that was approved by voters in November of 2022 and issued a preliminary injunction against their enforcement. Governor Whitmer celebrated the decision, arguing the 24-hour waiting period to get an abortion had no basis in science. An Oceana County shooting injures one man. Jim Lehocky has the story.
Earlier this week, Oceana County deputies responded to a reported shooting. Monday evening, a 911 call was made saying several shots were heard. When deputies arrived, they found an 18-year-old Newaygo County man shot in the stomach. The investigation determined 2 friends were shooting guns when one accidentally discharged. The man was reported in fair condition Tuesday morning. For Michigan News Source, I'm Jim Lehocky.
Cell phone records and videos from across Detroit's southeast side place the man accused of killing Detroit Synagogue President Samantha Wall in the area of her home around the time prosecutors say she was killed. That according to testimony from an FBI agent who reviewed the data. Michael Jackson Bolanos' cell phone was in the immediate area of the crime scene, the agent said, the night of October 21st when Wall was found dead outside her Lafayette Park home. For Michigan News Source, I'm Cheryl Fritz.
At 7 o'clock on CBS News, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange arrives back home in Australia as a free man. Trial begins behind closed doors in Russia for Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich, and President Joe Biden is pardoning thousands of ex-service members convicted of violating a former ban on consensual gay sex.
Those stories getting ready to go coming up at 7 o'clock on WSGW as we continue going up to the hour. And you're up to the minute reports of business and weather and sports still to come. Tigers fans, thank you for calling in. Lots of you having the opportunity to win tickets now and go down to the ballpark by the phones that were ringing. But only one caller could be number 5, Dan from Calcrawlin. Congratulations. We've got the 4-pack for you. Tigers and Phillies. We've got a 12:45 broadcast today on 790 AM WSW for that 1:10 first pitch. Again, thanks to all our Tigers fans calling in. As we have done so far this season, and for the rest of the season at various times, we will have tickets to give away. We'll hopefully have better than just hours notice for you, but we do what we can. Sometimes they just pop up. Up to the hour, up to the minute now, and your Fox Business Report, it's 6:54.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The focus returns to artificial intelligence and chip makers today. Micron Technology reports earnings after the Wall Street close. Micron is a partner of AI chip maker NVIDIA. Angelo Zeno, stock analyst at CFRA, is optimistic that Micron's earnings will be upbeat.
They are kind of coming out nicely from a downturn that they experienced in 2023. Momentum is building on the pricing side of things. Supply demand for memory chips remain very favorable. We do think the AI spend is improving for Micron's memory chips.
Also today, General Mills, Jefferies Financial, and Levi Strauss report earnings, and new home sales are released for May. Economists believe the numbers improved last month, increasing by 16,000 over April. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
Introducing Coin,
That's COIGN.com. Coin is America's first credit card built by and for conservatives. Backed by Visa, Coin supports causes you care about every time you spend right at no cost to you and earn 1% cashback rewards on every purchase. Sign up today at COIGN.com. Select radio in the How Did You Hear About Us section. Terms apply. Go to coin.com/disclosures for full details.
Let's get going up to the hour, and you're up to the minute weather on WSGW. It's 6:55. Here's WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
We're giving you the first alert to some patchy fog and haze as we start off on this Wednesday. That's just due to the higher levels of humidity that we have right now. The fog definitely won't be here all day, though. That'll be lifting as we go throughout the mid to late morning hours. Now, we do have some scattered showers in the forecast for today. Just expecting some lighter showers and much more intermittent than yesterday morning's rain, too. Even though we could see an isolated pop-up thunderstorm near Owasso, Flint, or Lapeer. Definitely not much in the way of storm activity compared to yesterday as well. A high of 78. Then 54 for your low tonight, mostly clear, 74 and mostly sunny with nearly no humidity on Thursday. Friday, 78 and dry during the daytime, still first alerting you to rain moving in on Friday night. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
All right, your barometer of 2977, rising wind southwest at 568 at WSGW, your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region, your connection to the world. Heading up to the hour. And you're up to the minute sports. Next.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
How about that up to the hour, up to the minute sports with WSGW? It's 6:58. Nice game for our Tigers. A victory over the Philadelphia Phillies last night, 4-1. Tarek Skubal, those 7 shutout innings of 3-hit baseball, a walk, 7 Ks. The Tigers scored all 4 runs in the 5th, a 2-run single from Andy Ibanez and a run-scoring triple from Riley Green were the key hits. Tigers and Phillies this afternoon. We were just talking about that. That 12:45 broadcast we'll have on 790 AM WSGW. Tigers still figuring out who's supposed to pitch. The Phillies to counter with former Tiger Spencer Turnbull. Lake County Captains beat our Great Lakes Loons last night, an 8-3 final score. Loons to play at Lake County again today. It's a morning game at 11 a.m. New Hockey Hall of Famers were announced yesterday. And in his first year of eligibility, Pavel Datsyuk of our Detroit Red Wings goes in. Also, league executive Colin Campbell. Campbell once played for the Red Wings back from 1982 to 1985, don't you know? The Pistons have hired Dennis Lindsay to a front office position, a senior VP of basketball operations. He was with the Dallas Stars front office this past season as the team went to the NBA Finals. Hopes he brings some of that to the Pistons. You're up to the hour, up to the minute sports on WSGW. And it is 6:59. News is coming up next on WSGW. Here's something a little sporting for you. You know, the Trotters are back. Harness racing returning to the Carroll Fairgrounds this Thursday. As in tomorrow, post time at 5 p.m. 15 exciting Colt Stakes big dollar races are scheduled. Plenty of prizes away to be given away for all grandstand attendees. Get there early, have a lot of fun. Some local racers to be there too. The racing is going to be intense with the Trotters back again in Carroll, the Tuscola County Fairgrounds. And it's Thursday at 5 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Harness racing returning during the Tuscola County Fair too, July 20th through the 27th. Don't miss that. A lot of fun, a lot of harness racing fun to be had at the Carroll Fairgrounds. Again, this Thursday with a post time at 5 And remember, during the Tuscola County Fair, July 20th through the 27th. News time on WSGW. It's 7 o'clock.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A warm welcome for Julian Assange as he stepped off a plane in his native Australia about an hour ago after a stop at a U.S. court in Saipan, where he ended a long, drawn-out legal battle by pleading guilty to one count of publishing U.S. military secrets. His attorney, Barry Pollock.
He has, I think, spurred an important discussion in the United States about how to balance national security and freedom of the press. He has standed by his principles.
As part of his deal with the Justice Department, the WikiLeaks founder was sentenced to 5 years, already served. A secret trial's gotten underway in Russia for the Wall Street Journal reporter charged with espionage.
Journalists were briefly allowed into the courtroom before the closed-door hearing. Evan Gershkovich stood in a glass box, his head shaved, sometimes smiling and waving at familiar faces. But the espionage charges against him are no laughing matter. The prosecutor says the Wall Street Journal reporter's been charged with collecting secret military information for the CIA, which he strongly denies. The trial resumes in August. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
The Biden administration's announced the president will pardon thousands of LGBTQ military service members discharged or prosecuted because of their sexual orientation. It provides a path for them to clear their records and apply for veterans benefits. Big loss for progressive Democrats in Washington. New York's incumbent Congressman Jamal Bowman, an opponent of the war in Gaza, has been defeated by George Latimer, an outspoken supporter of Israel.
We have to look at the arguments of the far right and the far left and say, you cannot destroy this country with your rhetoric and your arguments.
Latimer's campaign received millions of dollars from Jewish American political groups. Officials in southern Minnesota continue to keep a close eye on the century-old Rapidan Dam. It's still standing despite a partial breach that washed away at least one home. Blue Earth County Public Works Director Ryan Thilgus.
We're going to continue with our investigation and analysis as flows hopefully subside, and we'll be working with the FERC and the Army Corps of Engineers on site visits and evaluations on the integrity and the safety of the dam.
Brazil will become the first Latin American country to decriminalize pot after the Supreme Court there gave its blessing. But the Pope, who spent years ministering to addicts in Buenos Aires, is not a fan.
Una riduzione della dipendenza dalle droghe non si ottiene
He called drug liberalization laws a fantasy that can only lead to more consumption. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Wilson, the Ford F-150 is an American icon. Now at Wilson Ford Lincoln on Bay Road in Saginaw, you have the F-150 that will be a Michigan icon.
The F-150 has always been a Michigan icon, made in Dearborn by Michigan men and women.
This truck looks pretty special. Hand-stitched leather seats proudly displaying the Pure Michigan logo, a full four-door truck with spacious front and rear seats, full-size truck box, and the Ford exclusive Power Boost hybrid powertrain.
Michigan families have relied on F-150 for work, play, and everything in between for 75 years. Now there's a limited edition made just for Michigan.
Jim, limited edition sounds expensive.
That's the best part of the Pure Michigan F-150. While rare and luxurious, Wilson Ford volume discount pricing and super low lease payments make the Pure Michigan F-150 the best full-size truck value in the state of Michigan.
Don't wait. Pure Michigan F-150 is a very limited release. Save big on yours today only at Wilson Ford Lincoln, Bay Road, Saginaw.
Your pet isn't just a pet, they're part of your family. Most of the pet food on the market is cooked at high temperatures, which kills nutrients. A scoop of Dynavite is a 3-in-1 daily supplement, adding back key nutrients to your pup's health. Try Dynavite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's Dynavite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynavite.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
New concoctions for a favorite treat from a favorite convenience store that are coming out. In fact, available now, I think. And we'll tell you what you can enjoy coming up at 7:20 on WSGW with you and your morning team of Mike and Jonathan and Charlie here together with you on this Wednesday, where the temperature today could be hitting 78. Right now it is 68, and we have some areas of fog that you need to be aware. If you're traveling, I need a couple of extra minutes. You get to where you want to go. Just make sure that you get there safely. We'll get to the forecast. We have sports, having fun because of the Tigers' victory from last night and some fun highlights. A little tougher for our Loons. We have a new Detroit Red Wing Hall of Famer to talk about. Bill O'Reilly's commentary talking about how the world is watching the U.S. political campaigns. Oh, boy. On to the news, and Mike Percha in the WSW newsroom.
Thank you, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. A former Burton police officer who pleaded guilty to embezzlement will not see any jail time. 28-year-old Brendan Stocker, who was a canine handler with the Burton Police Department, was sentenced yesterday to a 6 months probation and must give up his law enforcement license for pleading guilty to embezzling as an agent or trustee between $200 and $999. Genesee County Prosecutor David Layton says Brendan Stocker was clocking into work after physical therapy, even though he had not actually returned to work. Stocker was originally charged with embezzling between $1,000 and $20,000, which was reduced as part of a plea arrangement. He must also make full restitution to the city of Burton. A nonprofit organization is looking to purchase Bay City's State Theater. The theater, which declared bankruptcy earlier this year following a controversy over its financial situation, went up on the market this month for $483,000. A newly formed nonprofit called the State Theater of Great Lakes Bay Region has expressed interest in purchasing the building, receiving feedback from the community, and says its mission is to be involved only with programming and making the building available to civic and other organizations that would like to use it. However, staying out of park redevelopment and concert promotions, which they say could be a potential reason for its bankruptcy. The group has asked the Bay County Growth Alliance to forgive a portion of an $800,000 loan made to the theater, which is currently under investigation. Several other individuals and organizations have also expressed interest in purchasing the theater, though offers will not officially be accepted until July 12th. Police in Genesee County are looking for a man who went missing earlier this week. 33-year-old Austin James Berger was last seen Sunday around 8:15 p.m. in the 16,000 block of Highland Trail in Fenton Township. Police say Berger is considered a vulnerable person. He's described as white, 6'1", around 250 pounds. He was last seen wearing shorts and a red T-shirt. He normally wears glasses, though police say he was not wearing them at the time of his disappearance. Berger is known to walk in the areas of Owen Road, Silver Lake Parkway, and downtown Fenton. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is urged to call 810-257-3422. The Bay Area Chamber of Commerce has announced their 40th annual golf outing, scheduled to take place July 15th. The outing will take place at the Maple Leaf Golf Course at 158 North Mackinac Road in Linwood, with registration at 8 a.m. and a shotgun start at 9. Registration is $500 for a team of 4 and includes 18 holes with a cart and 4 seats to the awards reception. For more information, visit baycityarea.com/events. WSGW News Time, 710.
This Educational Minute is brought to you by Bay City Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Stephen Bigelow.
Leadership, particularly in education, is a path that has yet to be traveled by many. It's not just about standing at the helm. It's about lighting the way for others to follow. From my beginnings in the classroom to my responsibilities today, every step has been a lesson. Every day, every challenge has been a testament to the fact that education leadership is a calling. It's waking each day with a singular focus to change lives, inspire, and create a lasting impact. Think of those educators who've touched your life. It's not just the knowledge they imparted, but how they made you feel, believed in, championed, and understood. That's the essence of leadership. It's recognizing potential and nurturing it. It's about standing in the storm so others can find their way. And at Bay City Public Schools, with each passing day, we are committed to leading with integrity, passion, and heart. Let's continue this journey together, making a difference one student at a time. Visit bcschools.net to learn more.
WSGW News Time at 7:11. Consumers Energy is working to restore power to tens of thousands of West Michigan residents following severe thunderstorms on Tuesday morning. Electric Distribution Engineering Vice President Greg Salisbury says more than 260 crews from 5 states are working to restore power.
We know that restoring power is extremely important to our customers, and we're carrying out a plan to make progress around the clock until we're done. Our 3 focus areas are Ottawa, Muskegon, and Kent County, where we have nearly a third of our outages. We've also had a focus on the Kalamazoo and Iosco County areas, especially in Kalamazoo, where there's been so much difficult weather this year.
Line workers will be working 16-hour shifts, but it is difficult to navigate some areas due to downed trees and wires. A woman from the Upper Peninsula has pleaded no contest to murder and arson. In November 2021, Hope Snyder of Chippewa County killed a man and his dogs by setting his home on fire while he slept. After the fire, she fled in the victim's truck and was arrested at Detroit Metro Airport. She faces 35 to 60 years in prison. Sentencing is scheduled for August 27th. The U.S. Department of Transportation is sending millions of dollars to Michigan to help with 3 infrastructure projects. In Detroit, the Joe Louis Meets the Iron Bell project will receive close to $21 million. In Menominee, more than $21 million will go towards the KKIL Terminal Improvement Project. And downtown Kalamazoo will receive $25 million for a multimodal transportation network improvement project. The infrastructure projects were selected based on what they say are underserved and underinvestment communities. In all, $1.8 billion was awarded to 148 projects across the country. And Charlie doctors at Henry Ford Hospital completed Michigan's first beating heart transplants within the past few weeks. The beating heart technique uses technology that keeps the heart pumping inside of a device while the transplant is happening. Both procedures were led by transplant surgeon Dr. Kyle Militic.
Normally, we stop the heart during a transplant so that it's still, so that you have a still and bloodless field to sew to, and to sew to in the safest way possible. With this, we were the heart was beating the entire time, was receiving blood flow the entire time, and was moving. And so that was the extra challenge, was trying to sew a moving target and then also manage the blood flow to the heart at the same time.
Doctors at Henry Ford say the procedure could deliver better outcomes and improve access to donor hearts. Only about 70 beating heart transplants have been performed in the United States so far.
I have never heard of that before, let alone the previous ones. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, right.
I mean, gee, just a heart
miracle of modern science,
A heart transplant alone is amazing, but a beating heart transplant. Wow. Mike, thank you. 7:14 on WSGW. Wow. Forecast on WSGW. It is being brought to you by Sanitary Mattress, the factory, the showroom at 5343 James Road in Saginaw, just east of Harry Brown Airport. Yep, a local manufacturer of a mattress is something that you need, and you need to make sure you have a mattress that is quality. You can count on the quality of Sanitary Mattress. In business since 1935. You don't stay in business that long unless you're a quality business with a quality product. Visit online, sanitarymattress.com. Visit through a phone call at 989-753-1757. Sanitary Mattress. Here's WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
We're giving you the first alert to some patchy fog and haze as we start off on this Wednesday. That's just due to the higher levels of humidity that we have right now. The fog definitely won't be here all day, though. That'll be lifting as we go throughout the mid to late morning hours. Now, we do have some scattered showers in the forecast for today. Just expecting some lighter showers and much more intermittent than yesterday morning's rain, too. Even though we could see an isolated pop-up thunderstorm near Owasso, Flint, or Lapeer, definitely not much in the way of storm activity compared to yesterday as well. A high of 78, then 54 for your low tonight, mostly clear, 74 and mostly sunny with nearly no humidity on Thursday. Friday, 78 and dry during the daytime, still first alerting you to rain moving in on Friday night. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Barometric pressure, we've got it at 2977. It's on the rise. Southwest wind about 5. 68 degrees at WSGW. Your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region and your connection to the world. Ready to connect you with sports on WSGW. That's next.
Hey, Michigan drivers. Are you sending or answering group chats behind the wheel? Checking emails at the light? Calling family or friends on the commute? Michigan's hands-free law makes it illegal to manually use electronic devices while behind the wheel of a vehicle. Breaking the law could mean fines or even community service. Go hands-free. Just drive. It's the law. Learn more at michigan.gov/distracted driving. A message from the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
In your sports this morning on WSGW, it's brought to you by Begic Nursery and Garden Center, M84 West Side, Saginaw Road, Bay City, just seconds off I-75. That's Begic Nursery and Garden Center. The Tigers had a victory over the Phillies last night, 4-1. Thank you, Tarek Skubal, for your 7 shutout innings of 3-hit ball, 1 walk, 7 K. He's now 9-3 on the season. Shelby Miller and Jason Foley finished out. Foley gave up a home run to Bryce Harper in the 9th, the only run the Phillies scored. The Tigers scored all 4 runs in the 5th inning. The first 3 batters, Justin Henry Malloy, Jake Rogers, Ryan Kreidler, single, bases are loaded. Matt Vierling grounds a ball, and it's an out, but that does score Malloy. Rogers goes to third, Kreidler to second. And with a 1-0 lead, Andy Ibanez steps to the plate.
Tigers trying to add to a 1-0 lead, the 2-1. Swinging line drive, base hit into center field. Rogers in. Kreidler right behind him. He's coming home. Go to the plate, cut off, and down to second goes Ibanez. 2 runs for the Tigers and a 3-0 lead in the 5th.
Yeah, 3-0 at that point. And then Mark Kenna grounds out. Ibanez goes to third base. Riley Green steps to the plate.
Strike 1. Shot to first and off the glove of Harper down the right field line. Ibanez in to score. Green with a full head of steam around second. Heading to third, and he'll make it without a throw. Triple for Riley Green and a 4-0 lead for the Tigers in the 5th.
Yeah. Tigers again win 4-1. Tigers and Phillies again today. 12:45 broadcast on 790 AM WSGW. For the Phillies, former Tiger Spencer Turnbull is scheduled to start. Now for the Tigers, it's still up in the air. Could be a bullpen day. It could be Cater Montero, who was called up. The Tigers actually doing some interesting pitching moves the last couple of days to make sure they round out the pitching staff appropriately. Easton Lucas was called up before the game yesterday. Mason Englert was sent down. However, Lucas was then sent back down after the game, and Cater Montero was called up, and it's believed it's because he's going to pitch today, but that's so far not guaranteed. After the game today, Montero is expected to be sent back down, and then Alex Faedo will be activated from the injured list. Got your scorecard out on that? Lake County Captains defeated our Great Lakes Loons 8-3. Captains had 9 hits and 7 walks. 4 of those 7 walks scored. Plus, the Captains stole 6 bases. Dylan Campbell had a 3-hit solo home run game for the Loons. Jordan Thompson with a solo home run. Loons play at Lake County this morning. It's an 11 a.m. game. The National Hockey League announces its new Hall of Fame inductees yesterday to go into the Hall on November 11th. in his first year of eligibility from the Detroit Red Wings, Pavel Datsyuk. Well deserved. League executive Colin Campbell's going in too, who played with the Red Wings from the years of 82 to 85. Also, other players going in, Jeremy Roenick and Shea Weber. Red Wings traded defenseman Andrew Gibson to Nashville. Got a forward, Jesse Kiskinigan. Have to get a pronunciation on him, although I don't think he's going to stick around on the Red Wings roster. The Red Wings also got a 2024 second-round pick. Now, the Red Wings then traded away Jake Wallman and that 2024 second-round pick to San Jose for future considerations. So Steve Yzerman doing some trading yesterday as he's preparing for the upcoming season and for the Wings' continued future efforts. The Pistons have a new team senior vice president of basketball operations. He was announced yesterday, Dennis Lindsay. He was with the Dallas Mavericks in the past season, helping to get the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals. Didn't win it, but at least they got to the finals. Lions announced dates that any fans can attend the 2024 training camps that are coming up. Now, they do have some specific days that only the Lions Club members can go, but they do have days that any fans can go. But you must register for free tickets. You can start doing that on July 16th. Monday, July 29th will be the first day that any fans can get into the training camp at Allen Park. It's your sports on WSGW, and it's 7:20.
Hi, I'm Ray from Begic Nursery and Garden Center in Bay City. The warm days of summer are here. Visit Begix and see how we can help you enjoy it more. With summer sale savings of up to 40% off on a great selection of annual flowers, hanging baskets, and container gardens. Also, all our garden and gift decor is now 20% off. In Begix Pottery Yard, you can save 30% off regular prices on all our ceramic and plastic pottery. In Begix Boutique, save 25% off regular prices on all the spring fashions. All our wonderful gourmet food, grilling spices, and grilling accessories are now 20% off. See our great selection of Weber grills, plus all the accessories you'll need to help make outdoor grilling this summer the best ever. Also remember, Begix has all the plant care products to keep your plants healthy and vigorous all summer long. We'll see you at Begix this week, Begic Nursery and Garden Center on M84, 1 mile east of I-75, west side Saginaw Road, Bay City.
Special treats available for you, limited time for the summer season, it seems, from a favorite convenience store. Charlie and Mike and Jonathan and you here on WSGW. It's 7:22. We're talking 7-Eleven, and specifically Slurpees.
A classic.
Yeah. Well, 7-Eleven has announced, along with the folks that they are teaming up with, brand new opportunities to enjoy. 7-Eleven is teaming up with Hostess, you know, the snack company.
With the mostest.
Yes. Well, I put up an image of one of the treats that you can enjoy. And if I understand this correctly, make sure I got my news right here. This is a limited edition, and it's available right now through mid-August. A Hostess Twinkie with cherry Slurpee cream filling instead of the standard white cream filling.
I suppose that's better than the opposite, a Twinkie flavored Slurpee.
Ooh, imagine trying to get that out of the... There it is right there. The cherry Twinkies, and you got there's the little Slurpee designation. And you get two in the package, by the way.
Ooh.
So again, the cream filling is now the Slurpee flavored cream filling.
So you should buy one of those on Free Slurpee Day.
Oh, hey, because that's coming up.
Yeah, 7-Eleven.
On July 11th, that's
Yeah.
right. What?
Free small Slurpee.
And you can drink your Slurpee and wash down your cherry Twinkie. Yeah. What a combination that would be.
What a sugar rush that would be.
Well, that's available now, again, through mid-August. And also available, Slurpee has teamed up with the ice cream people that make drumsticks, you know, the ice cream cones.
Yep.
And has created a drumstick blue raspberry Slurpee layer. It's called the Drumstick Slurpee Blue Raspberry Vanilla Cone. Got an image of that up there for you, too.
Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, boy, tell me.
All right.
And there it is. You see, it's a regular cone with the vanilla, and on the top, you got the blue Slurpee layer there. That is available Let me see what the availability on that is. While supply lasts.
Get it while you can.
Well, thanks.
I don't think blue raspberry goes with ice cream. I might be wrong, but I don't.
More of a sherbet.
Yeah,
An ice cream flavor.
I could see that.
Now it's described this way. It says the cone is filled with the brand's signature vanilla ice cream and a chocolatey nougat. This version, that's the regular. This version, however, includes a layer of vibrant blue raspberry along with a blue ras sauce that ripples along with candy bits. Well. It says the brand's collaboration with 7-Eleven promises an unexpected adventure, taking your taste buds on a journey into uncharted flavor territories.
And taking your teeth on a journey to the dentist.
Well, next time, if you have an interest at 7-Eleven, apparently, well, supply lasts, whatever that means for the drumstick, and through mid-August for the Slurpee Twinkies.
Real quick, favorite Slurpee flavor?
Oh, I'm standard. I just do the regular Coke flavor.
Standard.
Yep.
I'd mix Coke and cherry, or cherry and blue raspberry, or cherry and anything.
I'm partial to the Faygo Rock and Rye Slurpee.
Oh,
but I love Rock and Rye. So
yeah. Oh, that's. And I will say I've tried the others, and those are good. I always do go to my standard. That one. You ever do the Werner's one too?
Yeah, the Werner's is not too bad.
A Werner's Slurpee?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Never heard of that.
Oh yeah. You gotta check that out.
Michigan-based Slurpees.
Yeah. Wash your cherry Twinkies down with that. Bill O'Reilly's commentary coming up. He says the world is watching our political campaigns.
This has always been a farming community, and folks here, we want to keep it that way. There's a saying that a farmer's last crop is housing. When they get to the end of the farm's life, they sell it and develop it. With solar projects, that's one more crop they can harvest, generating a stable income for them and tax revenue for our community. We would hate to see this place become another suburbia, and this way we don't have to. A solar farm is still a farm, and that's what we want around here.
Fuel for Thought, presented by the American Clean Power Association.
The WSGW Studios and WSGW Online are sponsored by Stormmaster Exteriors, your ultimate solution for windows, roofing, and exterior services.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. But first, if you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, listen up. CarShield is a low-cost monthly vehicle protection plan now available to you. This protection plan is at an all-time low price. Please call 800-925-7584 for a free quote. Drivers who activate today will also receive free roadside assistance and towing at no additional cost. That is 800-925-7584 right now. On this Wednesday, the world is watching the American presidential campaign. With so many threats afoot, pretty much everyone will be affected by our November vote. According to a Pew Research Center study, President Biden is more popular internationally than Donald Trump. The Pew people polled 34 nations, found 43% of those folks have confidence Mr. Biden will do the right thing, while just 23% say Trump has the better outlook. Germany, the Netherlands, Poland, and Sweden support Biden the most, while Hungary and Tunisia like Trump considerably more than Biden. I'm not sure about the Tunisian situation. Does Trump remind them of Hannibal? Anyway, there are two major reasons for the data. First, most countries don't give a fig about the madness on the U.S.-Mexican border, and they don't much care that we are paying very high prices for bananas. They do care about climate change, not a priority for the Don. Secondly, like the USA, European media veers sharply left. Since the end of the Cold War, this has intensified. What's confusing is that President Trump largely kept the peace during his 4 years in office, but President Biden is looking at massive violence and confrontation from the South China Sea to Ukraine. But I'm being logical here, and that is no longer a political plus. Now it's all emotion. How do you say you're crazy in Swedish? Back after this. Are you feeling the impact of the recent changes in the timeshare industry? My friends at Lone Star Transfer are the only company I trust to help you. For more than a decade, they have successfully helped over 20,000 owners get out of their timeshare. With an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau, customer service is their priority. For a free consultation and a guaranteed solution, 855-551-7066 or go to LoneStarTransfer.com. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
Want to make your night out a little more fun? Try some music, some friends, and a few rounds of Club Keno.
I won!
But how can the Michigan Lottery make Club Keno more fun?
Tripler time!
That's right, Tripler Time's back. All this month, random Club Keno tickets will have a doubler or tripler message. Find one, and your Club Keno and extra prizes will be doubled or tripled. So triple your fun.
Yeah!
With Club Keno Tripler Time, only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Hey, we've got an online poll to introduce to you for this week. We're going to kind of tie it into Independence Day, which is upcoming. I mean, look at your calendar. 1 week from tomorrow. Yeah. And, of course, we'll review this past week's poll, which has to do with the presidential debate coming up tomorrow. So we'll get to that coming up on WSW with you and with Charlie and Mike and Jonathan, your morning team. Weather coming up. High today, maybe 78. It's 68 now. We'll get rid of this fog and, well, generally have clouds and sunshine and maybe some scattered shower or a popping storm. We'll find out. News being brought to you by Delta Door and the Delta Door Doctor. For the best garage doors, service, and more, you call the Delta Door Doctor because he knows doors. In the newsroom now, Mike Percha.
Thank you, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. No injuries were reported in a house fire in Bay City yesterday afternoon. The fire occurred in the area of 24th and Wilson Streets around 4:30. Officials say the family living in the two-story building were able to evacuate safely. About 70% of the home was damaged, according to officials. Cause of the fire remains under investigation. The Genesee County Health Department and the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy have been notified of a chemical spill into the Flint River, the third such spill this year. Around 11:40 a.m. yesterday, an oily-like substance was reported on the river in the area of James P. Cole Boulevard and Merrill Street, near the former Buick City Industrial Complex in Flint. Michigan Spill Response, the Flint Fire Department, Flint Sewer Department, and Genesee County Hazardous Materials Team all responded to the area, placing 3 booms across the river to contain the spill. Officials are investigating from where the spill originated and how much of the chemical has leaked into the water. City crews in Saginaw are doing utility work on Gratiot Avenue between South Woodbridge and Braley Streets today through Friday. All eastbound lanes are closed to through traffic. Westbound lanes remain open. Please follow the posted detour or find an alternate route if possible. The Saginaw Transit Authority Regional Services, or STARS, bus system has announced its bus routes and times are now available on Google Maps, making it easier for riders to plan trips around the Metro Saginaw area. To get started, simply download Google Maps to your mobile device, enter your destination, and hit the bus icon to see your path. It will show pickup times and bus stop locations for all bus route services. Routes and schedules are also available at saginaw-stars.com. WSGW News Time, 7:34.
For the best garage doors, service and more, call the Delta Door Doctor. He knows doors. Residential, commercial, we've got them in store. That's the Delta Door Doctor. He knows doors. We've got the selection and we've got the price, and the Delta Door team really treats you right.
When it comes to servicing, repairing, or replacing your garage doors and openers, no one does it better than Delta Door. From simple tune-ups and repairs to full replacement and upgrades, you can trust the experts at Delta Door to get the job done right away. Don't settle for anything less than Delta Door's over 80 years of serving the Great Lakes Bay region. Call the garage door experts at Delta Door.
Delta Door, 2835 Universal Drive, Saginaw.
WSGW News Time, 7:35. Severe storms caused heavy damage in West Michigan Tuesday morning, and officials say cleanup could take days. State Police Lieutenant Michelle Robinson says Muskegon County has damage to homes, dozens of roads closed, and trees and power lines down.
Damage is still being assessed. Consumers is out trying to repair the lines that are down. But we do have multiple roadways that are closed, and that right now we're still trying to assess all the damage.
Robinson says Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo also took heavy damage from yesterday's storms. A West Michigan man, 63-year-old Andrew Howard of Sparta, has been ordered to pay thousands of dollars in restitution for illegally dredging the Platte River inside Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore. Howard has been ordered to pay more than $22,000 in restitution and nearly $4,000 in court costs. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Michigan says Howard also faces 60 months probation and has been banned from being on National Park Service property. The office says in 2022, Howard dug out sediment and rocks from the river basin to divert the Platte River's flow into Lake Michigan, allowing bigger boats to illegally enter Platte Bay, and it washed away some of the land. 10 groups and nearly a dozen lawmakers are rallying in Lansing today, advocating for criminal justice reform in Michigan. Tony Gant, with a Nation Outside, a Michigan-based organization, says one of the policies they're trying to get reformed is a juvenile life without parole.
We don't believe we should be sentencing children to life. When we look at the brain science, we know that people aren't mature enough to understand a lot of the decisions they're making as children, and we believe we should move away from it, right? Michigan is one of the only states in the union that still sentence children to life without the possibility of parole.
Other policies the group are presenting to lawmakers include better health care for those incarcerated and a second look from a judge on possibilities of parole for those with long sentences. And Charlie, retail sales rose in Michigan in May over April. The Michigan Retailers Association says sales landed at 47.4 on the 100-point retail index in May, up from 42.5 in April. 41% noted an increase over April sales. 43% of Michigan retailers surveyed reported sales decrease, and 16% reported no change. President of the association, William Halland, says it is a positive momentum at the beginning of summer that they would like to see continue.
All right, let's hope that whatever perspective that they have on their behalf, if it's a positive momentum, let's hope it does continue. It's a 7:38 to WSGW. Forecast, it is brought to you by the Buck Insurance Agency. Ken Buck and his associates in Freeland. That's the Buck Insurance Agency right there on M47 Main Street in Freeland. Here's WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
We're giving you the first alert to some patchy fog and haze as we start off on this Wednesday. That's just due to the higher levels of humidity that we have right now. The fog definitely won't be here all day, though. That'll be lifting as we go throughout the mid to late morning hours. Now, we do have some scattered showers in the forecast for today. Just expecting some lighter showers and much more intermittent than yesterday morning's rain, too. Even though we could see an isolated pop-up thunderstorm near Owasso, Flint, or Lapeer. Definitely not much in the way of storm activity compared to yesterday as well. A high of 78, then 54 for your low tonight, mostly clear, 74 and mostly sunny with nearly no humidity on Thursday. Friday, 78 and dry during the daytime, still first alerting you to rain moving in on Friday night. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
It's a rising barometric pressure of 2977. It's a southwest wind about 5 and temp of 68 to WSGW. Your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region, your connection to the world. The reference to fog is certainly there, and also from the National Weather Service perspective, enough that the Great Lakes Bay region and into the thumb having a dense fog statement of, hey, you might find dense fog. Well, thank you, National Weather Service, for verifying that. Just make sure you're not overdriving conditions. You'll get to where you want to go. Just make sure that you know that there's some reduced visibilities in places. Beach hazard statements for Mason and Oceana counties along the Lake Michigan shoreline. No surprise, seems that's always a trouble spot. Other than that, though, we think things are okay. Even with some of the shower and storm possibilities, it could be popping. No severity predicted at this time.
Configuring the Bluetooth, deciding who controls the music, remembering where you parked. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your vehicle doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like remembering if you're on the 3rd or 4th level of the parking garage. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Buck Insurance Agency in Freeland if auto owners make sense for you.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres? ¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Yes, with WSGW and you, Charlie, Mike, Jonathan, and you. Your morning team that is presented by Paintbull. We send it to Paintbull on Bay Road north of Shattuck and Saginaw. Check on what Paintbull can do for you and your vehicle. Find out online, paintbullrepair.com. Paintbullrepair.com. Find out what Stormmaster Exteriors can do for you. When it comes to your online listening at WSGW.com, Stormmaster Exteriors makes that experience available for you. Also, your studio sponsorship. Windows and roofing and siding and gutters and more, StormmasterExteriors.com. Maybe you're listening with 100.5 or 790, Siri, Alexa, and remember now streaming with Facebook and X, formerly Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Check that out. It is 7:42. Going to give you a chance to check out the new poll that we are posting. As this Wednesday, it's a poll day. After the news at 7:30, we'd like to review the previous poll, get you into a new poll. Before we do that, came across this. It's already been fixed, but it was one of those big oops. Where was the proofreader, especially for something as prominent as this sign? I mean, hey, I admit when it comes to spelling mistakes, I do it all the time. I try and catch it, but mine aren't as prominent as being on a highway sign.
Yeah, there's a difference between writing up an article for the website and putting it up on the side of the highway in giant letters.
Have you seen this? From I-95 near Philadelphia?
Not.
So here's the sign, the oops. Do you see it right away?
Oh, no, it's like a whole... It's not just like a billboard. This is like an exit sign.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't quite see what I'm...
Okay. So.
Oh, okay. Yep, I see it.
It's I-95 South, supposed to say Central Phila Chester. Central is spelled CENRT instead of TR. Centertall, something like that. The Department of Transportation says, oops. They covered the sign. Now, yesterday it was fixed. This apparently was something that happened and was over the weekend was the installation. It was, and all costs they say for correcting this error will be covered by the contractor. Well, I would hope so. Don't want the taxpayers paying for that mistake.
No.
The posting went up on social media saying that we were so focused on getting this sign done and reopening the ramp, which is part of what the sign is for, that we moved a little too quickly and forgot to proofread. Well, again, mistakes happen, and I know it's not the first time, won't be the last time, but it just always for something as big and prominent as that. It always like,
And if you're driving on the highway and looking for directions, are you really going to notice that? Obviously, somebody did, but for all purposes, it probably works.
and for many people, how it's been proven when you have spelling mistakes that your mind
fills in the gaps. Yeah.
If there's it will
autocorrect in your brain. Yeah.
So sometimes you don't even see it.
Yeah.
Well, people did see it.
This reminds me of that meme. It just takes out a comma, and the sentence is "Let's eat, Grandma," and then taking out the punctuation saves lives.
I like that.
Proofreading is the difference between going to Central Philchester and Centertall Philchester.
Can you imagine if you're like from another country visiting the United States and you're trying to find Central?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I don't get it. What? I've never heard of this place. This isn't on the map.
We found Centerall, but we didn't find Central. It's 7:45 on WSGW. I put the picture up on the online site, by the way, of our morning team. As we do things on air, we do for you online. So you can find a picture of that. Oops. When you go to WSGW.com and scroll down, there's a red section which highlights shows. Look for the morning team circle. Click on it. Look for today's date of June 26, 2024. And as long as you're on the morning team page, we have a direct link up for the new online poll that we have for you. And well, before we talk about the new, let's talk about the old. Can't forget the review. So our poll from last week has to do with tomorrow night, the Biden-Trump debate. And our basic question, are you going to watch or listen? We will broadcast it. It is broadcast. It's a CNN debate. CNN will host and broadcast the coverage, but we have been given permission to have the radio broadcast starting at 9 o'clock. And are you going to listen or watch? That's just the basic question. What is the interest level? If you listen to Bill O'Reilly and his commentary, he's been having a lot of commentary on the upcoming debate, and he's just talking about how the world is watching what's going on with our political process. I'm sure they're enthralled. Anyway,
they've got the popcorn out, and they're getting the Rotten Tomatoes ready.
62% of our respondents said they plan to listen or watch the debate.
Wow.
62%.
Pretty good.
38% voted no. It was an either or. We didn't give an I'm not sure option. We figured it's either going to be a yes or a no.
How many of you will be listening on 100.5 FM WSGW? 62%.
100% of the 62%.
I'm sure.
I have no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. That's a good point, by the way, when we talk about that, because the debate will be on 100.5. The Tigers on Thursday on 790 AM actually going to be playing at the same time because they're playing out west.
That sounds like a lot more fun to listen to me.
I would concur, but
swap back and forth between the two.
We appreciate those who are responding. It'll be interesting, I suppose, to find out what kind of numbers might show when it comes to the interest for those that would be listening or viewing the debate at some point.
Now you can listen to the debate and swap over to the Tigers game to just hear the score and then switch back. There should be some way for us to listen to the Tigers game and switch over to the debate just to hear the score and then switch back.
Well, choose the analysts that you believe in, and I'm sure they will keep score for you.
I'm sure.
Let's put it that way. 7:48 on WSGW. Let's get you to a new poll. Have you checked your calendar? 1 week from tomorrow, Independence Day. How about that?
Pretty quick.
July 4th, 248 years. We are just a couple of years away from. Mike, do you remember the word?
Oh, yeah. I've got to look it up again. It was a big word.
Yep.
Something bicentennial, right?
Kind of close. I've got it here, but Mike he looked it up the other day, and I want to give him a chance because he was the one that actually brought my attention to it. Okay. What's the phrasing for 250 years?
Semi-quincentennial.
There it is. Semi-quincentennial.
Because 150 is sesquicentennial.
Yeah. I just go by what I'm told. So a couple of years ago, the U.S. Semi-Quincentennial Commission, there's actually a commission that's been set up. in anticipation of America celebrating 250 years. And they actually conducted a survey and discovered that despite how divided the country is in so many ways, 83% believe the American dream of working hard to achieve personal goals is alive and well. And that cut across all ages, income, race, levels of education. So 83%. That's good to know that's still there. And when asked about the American dream, most people are defining it as things such as a freedom of choice in how to live and having a good family life. That sounds dreamy. Well, we want to know what you think as we are heading to Independence Day 2024. Do you believe that American dream is alive and well, as this survey showed? Again, this survey is a couple of years old now, but since we're coming upon the semi-quincentennial, we wanted to get a little idea of what you're thinking. So you can go online and vote. When you go to WSGW.com, scroll down the homepage, we give you the answers. Do you believe the American dream is alive and well? You can say yes without a doubt. You can say yes, but questionable. You could say, I lean more toward no. You could say no without a doubt. Or I will give you the option of I'm not sure. Maybe you're just not sure. But we want to find out heading to Independence Day 2024 what you think. The new online poll for you from WSGW. It is time to get going up to the hour, up to the minute news, business, your weather, your sports on WSGW. It's 7:51.
From Michigan News Source, I'm Cheryl Fritz. Our top story this hour, legislation that would restore tax credits for film production in Michigan has run into opposition from an unlikely source, unionized teachers. The Michigan Education Association, as well as several other public school administrative groups, is actively lobbying against the legislation, arguing it would result in less income tax revenue that serves as a source of funding for K-12 public schools. The MEA's opposition has caused some anxiety in the Democratic caucus, raising the possibility that language could be added to the bills to assuage the concerns of school groups. It's not the first time school groups have hefted their weight in recent weeks on proposals before the legislature. They also expressed concern about a plan to stop state contributions to the Public School Employee Retiree Health Care Fund. If you plan on attending Engineers Day in the Sioux Locks on Friday, here's some information you'll need to know. Jim Lee Hockey explains.
If you plan on attending Engineers Day Friday in Sault Ste. Marie, plan on leaving your bags in the car. It's the one day of the year where the inside of the Sioux Locks is open to the public. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers now allows only clear 12-inch by 12-inch by 6-inch bags for the event. Diaper bags, however, are exempt. For Michigan News Source, I'm Jim Lee Hockey.
A Michigan man will pay thousands in restitution after illegally dredging the Platte River inside Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore. Andrew Howard of Sparta was sentenced to 60 months of probation in order to pay $22,472 in restitution, as well as $3,900 in court costs. As a term of his probation, Howard was also banned from being on National Park Service property. For Michigan News Source, I'm Cheryl Fritz.
At 8 o'clock on CBS News, President Joe Biden pardons a former members of the military who were removed for having consensual same-sex relationships. Julian Assange is back in his native Australia as a free man. And Colorado Representative Lauren Boebert wins the Republican primary to represent a different district in the state.
We have stories coming up at 8 o'clock on WSGW, going up to that hour, with your up-to-the-minute stories of news and business and weather and sports. It's the business now. It's being brought to you by the Anderson Group at R.W. Baird in Saginaw. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11:30. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11:50. That's when you hear the stock market updates and the ticker tips from Steve or David or Teresa, R.W. Baird in Saginaw. And you can call 989-790-5724 to get in touch with R.W. Baird in Saginaw, or go online, saginaw.bairdwealth.com. That's saginaw.bairdwealth.com, spelling Baird, B-A-I-R-D. Time is 7:55.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Shares of electric vehicle company Rivian are jumping. Volkswagen will provide up to $5 billion for a joint venture. VW can use Rivian software and technology in its own EVs, and the two will work together on software for future vehicles. Ford was an early investor in Rivian, but started selling stock 2 years ago and ended its investment. Volkswagen doesn't have a significant SUV or pickup business, so it doesn't compete with Rivian for those models. NVIDIA shares are up 2% in pre-market trading this morning, following a more than 6% bounce back yesterday. FedEx shares are rallying up 13% after its quarter topped expectations. Its forecast is cautious, but investors like signs that FedEx is making progress on updating the company. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jim Husilda, invested in you.
Introducing Coin. That's COIGN.com. Coin is America's first credit card built by and for conservatives. Backed by Visa, Coin supports causes you care about every time you spend right at no cost to you and earn 1% cashback rewards on every purchase. Sign up today at COIGN.com. Select radio in the How Did You Hear About Us section. Terms apply. Go to coin.com/disclosures for full details.
WSGW. As we go up to the hour with your up-to-the-minute weather of WNEM First Alert Meteorologist Matthew Mondro. It is 7:56.
We're giving you the first alert to some patchy fog and haze as we start off on this Wednesday. That's just due to the higher levels of humidity that we have right now. The fog definitely won't be here all day, though. That'll be lifting as we go throughout the mid to late morning hours. Now, we do have some scattered showers in the forecast for today. Just expecting some lighter showers and much more intermittent than yesterday morning's rain, too. Even though we could see an isolated pop-up thunderstorm near Owasso, Flint, or Lapeer. Definitely not much in the way of storm activity compared to yesterday as well. A high of 78 and 54 for your low tonight, mostly clear, 74 and mostly sunny with nearly no humidity on Thursday. Friday, 78 and dry during the daytime, still first alerting you to rain moving in on Friday night. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Temp is 68 at WSGW. As we continue to go up to the hour and do your up-to-the-minute sports next.
I'm Paul Young, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Build the wall. Deport illegals. Put America first. That's Paul Young's plan. The conservative choice for Congress. Pro-Trump and proud of it. Paul Young will secure our border and bring back Michigan jobs. Young served in President Trump's administration, enforcing immigration law to keep illegals out. That's why Young's been with Trump since 2016 and never wavered. But Mary Draves, she serves Democrats. Gretchen Whitmer handpicked Draves to her climate council to push tax hikes and mandates on Michiganders. It's no wonder why Draves backed Biden's Green New Deal and opposed Trump's policies to protect American workers. Draves even donated to Trump-hating Democrats who tried to impeach him. We can't trust Mary Draves to stand with Trump, and Michigan can't afford to send her to Congress. Paid for by Paul Young for Congress.
It is up to the hour, and you're up to the minute sports on WSGW. It's 7:58. Tigers defeat the Phillies 4-1. Hey, Tarek Skubal, another great game. 7 shutout innings for the win. Tigers scoring all 4 runs in the 5th inning. A key 2-run single from Andy Ibanez and a run-scoring triple from Riley Green. Tigers and Phillies today. It's a 12:45 broadcast on 790 AM WSGW. Lake County Captains beat our Great Lakes Loons, an 8-3 final score. Same 2 teams in Lake County today. It's an 11 o'clock early morning game. The National Hockey League announced new members yesterday to be inducted November 11th, including Detroit Red Wings great Pavel Datsyuk in his first year of eligibility. League executive Colin Campbell is also going in. He played with the Red Wings from 1982 to 1985. Other players going in, including Jeremy Roenick and Shea Weber. It's sports on WSGW. As we go up to the hour, it is 7:59.
Tickets are on sale now for the 5-year anniversary of the Dow Championship that will be returning to the Midland Country Club June 24th through the 30th, 2024. Come experience this unique week-long LPGA team event with family-friendly activities, Eat Great Trail, STEM Center, Veterans Suite, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and kids 17 and under get in free, as well as past and present military personnel. Visit DowChampionship.com for more info.
News with WSGW. It's 8 o'clock.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios. WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland. WSGW FM, Carlton.
Pardons for gay vets.
My country's telling me I'm not good enough to serve because of who I love.
Sentence served.
Julian Assange can go home a free man.
Devastating Midwest floods.
We never ever thought in a million years this would ever happen.
Good morning. I'm Steve Kathan. With the CBS World News Roundup, President Biden is moving to pardon American service members who were convicted of violating a military ban on consensual gay sex that has been repealed. The president says he's righting a historic wrong. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Thousands of former service members could be pardoned, among them Donnie Ray Allen, a former Marine, and Amy Long, who served in the Navy. They were both kicked out of the military with less than honorable discharges, which cost them benefits.
It's a dark, very dark place.
Service members were convicted under a military code that criminalized sodomy, but that law has since been rewritten. Those covered by the pardon can now apply for proof that their conviction has been erased and move to recover lost pay and benefits.
Homeland Security says this morning that arrests for illegal border crossings dropped more than 40% during the 3 weeks that asylum processing has been suspended. The Border Patrol's average daily arrests over a 7-day period have fallen below 2,400. That's still above the 1,500 mark needed to resume asylum processing. Immigration's likely to be a key topic at tomorrow night's first presidential debates. Here's CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
Voters near the White House shared their expectations.
I'm just there for the entertainment. It's going to be fun.
It will be choosing the best of two evils.
It's set to be a 90-minute debate with no audience and muted mics when the other is speaking. The current and former presidents are preparing in starkly different ways. Donald Trump has been doing interviews.
I think I've been preparing for it for my whole life, if you want to know the truth.
While President Biden remains behind closed doors at Camp David, holding mock debates with aides, including Bob Bauer, who's once again playing the role of Trump in rehearsals.
You want to adopt sort of the most pronounced mannerisms as possible and find the tone that the opposing candidate is likely to use.
Overseas, an American journalist appeared in a Russian courtroom today for the start of his trial on espionage charges.
His head shaved and managing an occasional smile, Evan Gershkovich stood in a glass cage in a courtroom in Yekaterinburg, the same city where the Tsar and his family were murdered in 1918. Journalists were barred from the closed-door hearing. But the prosecutor announced the charges, stealing military secrets for the CIA, which Gershkovich, the Wall Street Journal, and the State Department strongly deny. The U.S. has accused Russia of hostage diplomacy, but any prisoner exchange would have to await Gershkovich's conviction. That is a near certainty. The trial itself, though, could drag on for months. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
After his guilty plea to a charge of revealing government secrets, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange was formally freed and hours later arrived in his home country, Australia. Assange's wife, Stella.
It took millions of people protesting on the streets for days and weeks and months and years, and we achieved it.
CBS's Ramy Inocencio says it ends an odyssey that brought Assange from a prison in Britain to a U.S. court on the other side of the world.
This morning, his charter plane touched down on American soil in the far western Pacific, where a U.S. federal judge made him a free man.
How does it feel to be a free man, Mr. Assange?
And his lawyers spoke of closure, with Washington scrapping its extradition request.
Finally, after 14 years of legal battles, Julian Assange can go home a free man.
Now to the upper Midwest. CBS Minnesota's Jonah Kaplan has more on the damage from days of deadly flooding.
In Union County, South Dakota, entire homes sucked into the ground after rushing water carved this neighborhood into a canyon.
Sinkhole up here, we got another one on the other side.
Local Sheriff Jim Prouty told us roughly 50 to 60 homes were damaged. The catastrophic flooding ripped apart roads and tore out sewer, gas, and water lines.
To the families, the homeowners, this is their lives. I mean, this is starting over from scratch.
In Blue Earth County, Minnesota, the century-old Rapidan Dam still stands despite a partial breach after the heaviest river flows in decades. CBS News' Tom Hansen was there and spoke with a woman whose family has lived along the river for generations.
No matter what, we will be losing the house. Whichever way it goes, whether it goes into the river or we have to do it ourselves.
Hours later, most of it fell into the river.
It's 5 minutes after the hour.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility, great pay, and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Let me take a moment to talk about my friends at Quick Lane Freeland next to my car dealer, McDonald Ford. This is where you can get all of your routine maintenance done. Oil changes, brakes, tires, batteries, and they work on all makes and models of cars, not just Fords. Chevys, Toyotas, Hondas, Jeeps, Dodge, you name it. They keep them all in tip-top shape. And here is a tip from Quick Lane Freeland.
Do you suffer from allergies? Did you know Frigifresh kills germs in your vehicle's air conditioning system? Frigifresh is a hospital-grade disinfectant that controls pollen, molds, and mildew inside your car. It's only $20 and takes less than 10 minutes for the treatment. You can get Frigifresh at Quick Lane next to McDonald Ford in Freeland. Just stop in. No appointment needed.
Quick Lane Freeland, right next to McDonald Ford, working on all makes and models of cars.
The incumbent lost in the most expensive congressional primary in U.S. history, and it's a defeat for a member of the group of far-left lawmakers known as the Squad. New York Democrat George Latimer, a county executive, defeated two-term Congressman Jamal Bowman in what became a battle that exposed party divisions over Israel's handling of the war in Gaza. Latimer was backed by pro-Israel groups that spent $15 million on ads. It's estimated $25 million was spent overall.
We have to look at the arguments of the far right and the far left and say, you cannot destroy this country with your rhetoric and your arguments.
In Colorado, Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, who switched districts, fought off several challengers to win a GOP primary. A 3-day hearing in former President Trump's classified documents case ended yesterday with his lawyers asking the judge to prevent prosecutors from using boxes of records that were seized during the FBI search at Mar-a-Lago as evidence. No ruling, but the judge, a Trump appointee, indicated she was not inclined to go along with that. A judge has blocked Michigan's 24-hour waiting period for abortions and some other related provisions. She said they conflict with a 2022 voter-approved amendment to the state constitution guaranteeing abortion rights. Overseas, police and soldiers are patrolling Nairobi, Kenya today, a day after protesters, angered over new taxes, stormed Parliament and set a fire. At least 6 people died in the violence. Kenya's president called the events treasonous. Back here at home, there's an ice cream recall, as we hear from CBS's Matt Piper.
The brand Totally Cool is recalling more than 60 of its products because they could contain listeria. The company makes Chipwich, Friendlies, and other branded ice creams like Hershey's and Cumberland Farms.
Time on the roundup, 8 past the hour.
The Man in Black is back. Even though he hasn't been around for many years, a new album is coming out. Tell you about that at 8:25. With your morning team on WSGW, you, with Charlie and Mike and Jonathan, it is 8:08. We have 68 degrees, pretty close to, within 10 degrees of a high of 78 today, so we still have some room to bump. Maybe a little scattered shower or isolated storm could pop at some point today. Still have some morning fog in places. We'll get to that forecast. Sports, Tigers had fun last night, and we'll have fun with that sports story for you. A little tougher for the Loons. We've got a new Red Wing in the Hall of Fame to talk about. That's sports at 8:20. News continues right now, and we go back into the WSW newsroom, and here's Mike Percha.
Thank you, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. A nonprofit organization is looking to purchase Bay City's State Theater. The theater, which declared a bankruptcy earlier this year following a controversy over its financial situation, went up on the market this month for $483,000. The newly formed nonprofit called the State Theater of Great Lakes Bay Region has expressed interest in purchasing the building, receiving feedback from the community. The organization says its mission is to be involved only with programming and making the building available to civic and other organizations that would like to use it. However, they say they would stay out of park redevelopment and concert promotions, which they believe contributed to some of the financial woes the theater is facing. The group has asked Bay County Growth Alliance to forgive a portion of an $800,000 loan made to the theater, which is also currently under investigation. Several other individuals and organizations have expressed interest in purchasing the theater as well. However, offers will not officially be accepted until July 12th. A former canine handler with the Burton Police Department was sentenced to probation yesterday for embezzlement. 28-year-old Brandon Stocker pleaded guilty to embezzling as an agent or trustee between $200 and $999. The charge was reduced as part of a plea agreement from embezzling between $1,000 and $20,000. According to Genesee County Prosecutor David Layton, Stocker was clocking into work after physical therapy, even though he had not actually returned to work. Stocker's sentence is for 6 months. He must also pay full restitution to the city of Burton and give up his law enforcement license. Police in Genesee County are looking for a man who went missing earlier this week. 33-year-old Austin James Berger was last seen Sunday around 8:15 p.m. in the 16,000 block of Highland Trail in Fenton Township. Police say Berger is considered a vulnerable person. He's described as white, 6'1", around 250 pounds. He was last seen wearing shorts and a red T-shirt. He normally wears glasses, though police say he was not wearing them at the time of his disappearance. Berger is known to walk in areas of Owen Road, Silver Lake Parkway, and downtown Fenton. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is urged to call 810-257-3422. A 68-year-old woman is the lucky winner of a $500,000 jackpot on one of the Michigan Lottery scratch-off games. The Tuscola County woman, who chose to remain anonymous, bought her winning luxury cashware ticket at Ben's Fresh Market at 6233 Church Street in Cass City. At first, the woman thought she'd won $1,000 by matching only 9 of the words, but looked at the ticket over again the next day and saw she had actually matched 10 words for the grand prize. She says she plans on using her winnings to pay bills, invest, purchase new furniture, and to save the remainder. WSGW News Time 8:12.
An appointment with the Saginaw County Veteran Service Officer will assure the veterans in your life are getting the benefits they deserve and have earned. Stop into the YMCA of Saginaw today or make an appointment at 517-898-7902. As a thank you to our military, every Thursday the YMCA of Saginaw gives free access to our facility, including pools, group exercise classes, guest presentations, wellness floor, and more. See your County Veteran Service Officer to register. Ask about our veterans transportation and specialty events.
Catch some rays of cash during Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel's Sunny Money Giveaway. Every Friday in June, we're giving away $10,000 in cash. That's right, every hour from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m., one winner will take home $1,000 cash. It's your sunny escape with a chance to win big. Only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit Saginaw-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
WSGW News Time 8:13. The Department of Transportation is sending millions of dollars to Michigan to help with 3 infrastructure projects. Here's Ryan Recker with this report.
In Detroit, the Joe Louis Trail Project will receive close to $21 million. In Menominee, over $21 million will go towards a shipping terminal improvement project. And downtown Kalamazoo receives $25 million for a transportation network improvement project. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Natalie Quillian says the projects were selected based on what they say are underserved and underinvested communities.
These investments will make a difference in the everyday lives of families across over 100 communities. And these projects are going to reconnect communities to good-paying jobs, educational opportunities, and life-saving healthcare.
In all, $1.8 billion was awarded over 148 projects across the country. Ryan Recker for the Michigan News Network.
A Warren man could spend decades in prison in connection to a human trafficking case. 30-year-old James Madison Canford was sentenced to a maximum of 40 years in prison on several charges, including human trafficking of a minor, assault by strangulation, and with a dangerous weapon. In 2017, Madison Canford created an online account on behalf of a minor which solicited sex and dates for her, then pocketed the money. He also formed the victim to perform sex acts on himself. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel says her office is committing to holding traffickers accountable. Nearly a dozen groups calling for criminal justice reform are in Lansing today, speaking with lawmakers about policy changes in the Michigan legislature. Tony Gant with Nation Outside, a Michigan-based organization, says those serving long jail sentences deserve a chance at appealing for parole after so many years.
Second look makes sense for people that are serving very long sentences and who have changed. I myself spent 20 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections from 1995 to 2015, and I can say that people change during their sentence. They grow up, they age, and they're just more mature, and they should be given an opportunity.
Another policy the groups are supporting is getting rid of juvenile life without parole sentences and better health care for those who are incarcerated. And Charlie, 2 Warren police officers who saved the life of an 8-year-old boy will receive top honors for their heroic efforts. Warren Police Detective Daniel Rose and Officer David Chapman will be recognized with a Carnegie Medal. In August 2022, the 2 officers pulled the boy about 10 feet away from a live wire after he was electrocuted. According to the Carnegie Hero Fund Commission, the medal is a prestigious honor awarded to those who risk death or serious physical injury to an extraordinary degree, saving or attempting to save the lives of others. Both officers are already recipients of the Valor Award and became Officers of the Year for the same incident.
Wow. All right. I think I remember that story, too. That was amazing when it happened. Mike, thank you on WSGW. How about we move to the weather forecasting of WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro. It's being brought to you by Sanitary Mattress, the factory, the showroom, local factory and showroom at 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw. It's just east of Harry Brown Airport, making mattresses to your specifications. Big box stores sell mattresses, but then you ask for a specialty mattress for a certain size, and no. The Sanitary Mattress, making mattresses to your specification for your cabins, for your RVs, your campers, for your trucks, your did I say cabins? Boats. You name it. Sanitary Mattress will serve you. Online, it's sanitarymattress.com. Call 989-753-1757 for Sanitary Mattress. Now that forecast.
We're giving you the first alert to some patchy fog and haze as we start off on this Wednesday. That's just due to the higher levels of humidity that we have right now. The fog definitely won't be here all day, though. That'll be lifting as we go throughout the mid to late morning hours. Now, we do have some scattered showers in the forecast for today. Just expecting some lighter showers and much more intermittent than yesterday morning's rain, too. Even though we could see an isolated pop-up thunderstorm near Owasso, Flint, or Lapeer. Definitely not much in the way of storm activity compared to yesterday as well. A high of 78, then 54 for your low tonight, mostly clear, 74 and mostly sunny with nearly no humidity on Thursday. Friday, 78 and dry during the daytime, still first alerting you to rain moving in on Friday night. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Your falling barometer of 2976, your southwest wind at 568 at WSGW, your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region and your connection to the world. Sports on the way next on WSGW. It's 8:18.
Hello, I'm Shep.
And I'm Mark.
We're the friendly board-certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions.
Let's tackle some spider myths.
I've got one. Spiders will sneak up and bite you at night.
That's a myth. Spiders are not interested in having you as a midnight snack. Okay, I've got one. You swallow spiders while you're sleeping.
Myth. What spider would enter the snore hole of death? But here's a fact. Spiders can be hard to control.
So call the pros from Rose.
Call Rose Pest Solutions today.
800-966-ROSE.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
You know, this is getting out of control. Our government is sinking $1 trillion in debt every 100 days. That's right, $1 trillion every 100 days. Do you want to bail the government out of debt? I didn't think so. I know I sure don't. This is Linda, and when I worry about the national debt, I turn to safe haven assets like gold and silver. And that's why we partnered with the highest rated gold company, Goldco. They have earned over 5,000 five-star reviews from tens of thousands of happy customers who diversified their savings with gold and silver. Today, Goldco is offering you up to 8 years in free IRA fees plus 8% instant match in bonus silver with a qualified account. Call 855-815-GOLD for free IRA fees, bonus silver, free gold, and silver info kit. What are you waiting for? Safeguard your money with physical gold and silver before it's too late. That's what I did. Call 855-815-GOLD, 855-815-GOLD. That's 855-815-GOLD.
Let's get into that sports on WSGW. Getting into Tigers baseball last night. Tarek Skubal was getting into a groove from the get-go. 7 shutout innings for Skubal as the Tigers beat the Phillies 4-1. He allowed just 3 hits, a walk, struck out 7. He's now 9-3 on the year. Shelby Miller and Jason Foley, an inning each. Foley gave up a home run to Bryce Harper in the 9th, the only run the Phillies would score. Tigers scored all 4 runs in the 5th inning with the bases loaded, and with the bases loaded, a run comes in with Matt Vierling hitting a ground ball out. So it's 1-0, but you still have runners on second and third, and Andy Ibanez steps to the plate.
Trying to add to a 1-0 lead, the 2-1, swinging line drive, base hit into center field. Rogers in, Kreidler right behind him. He's coming home. Throw to the plate, cut off, and down to second goes Ibanez. 2 runs for the Tigers and a 3-0 lead in the 5th.
After Mark Kenna grounds out and Ibanez goes to third, Riley Green steps to the plate.
Strike 1, shot to first, and off the glove of Harper down the right field line. Ibanez in to score. Green with a full head of steam around second, heading to third, and he'll make it without a throw. Triple for Riley Green and a 4-0 lead for the Tigers in the 5th.
Yeah, en route to that 4-1 win, the Tigers beat the Phillies and will try for a series victory today. It's the rubber game, the Phillies and Tigers, 12:45 broadcast, just a few hours from now on WSGW 790 AM. Lake County Captains beat our Great Lakes Loons last night 8-3. The Captains had 9 hits, benefited from 7 walks. 4 of those walks scored. Plus, the Captains stole 6 bases. The Loons got a home run from Dylan Campbell among his 3 hits. Got a solo home run from Jordan Thompson. Loons at Lake County this morning. It's an 11 o'clock first pitch time. There's a new Red Wing in the Hall of Fame. That would be Pavel Datsyuk, elected in his first year of eligibility, announced yesterday by the National Hockey League. Inductees going in November 11th. Also, league executive Colin Campbell's going in. He played with the Red Wings 1982 to 1985. Other players going in, Jeremy Roenick and Shea Weber. The Pistons have a new team senior vice president of basketball operations, as President Trajan Langdon announced that hiring yesterday. Dennis Lindsay is the new VP of basketball operations. He was with the Dallas Mavericks last season, helping that team reach the NBA Finals from his front office duties. The Lions announcing dates that any fans will be able to attend 2024 training camp workouts at the team's practice facility in Allen Park. There's some dates that are just the Lions club members only, but any fans can attend, starting with the first date being Monday, July 29th. You do have to register for free tickets in advance. You can start doing that July 16th if you want to catch the Lions in training camp. It's sports on WSGW. It's 8:24.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck
To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Save big money with help from Menards. Stay cool this summer with portable air conditioners from Pelonis. Featuring multiple comfort settings and built-in thermostat. They're easy to install, come with a remote, and are available in several models suited to your specific cooling needs. Take control of your comfort with Pelonis products at Menards. And check out our flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
When it comes to my lifestyle and diet, I don't always make the smartest choices.
Touchdown! Woo! Hey, how about another round and some more chips?
But when it comes to taking care of my liver, I do make one very smart choice. Active liver tablets from New Nordic. I used to have real issues with my liver, and at my last checkup, my doc was concerned about my numbers. But since adding a once-a-day active liver tablet, my gut's better, I feel great, and my doctor's happy. I ask a lot of my liver, so the least I can do to say thanks is a daily dose of Active Liver.
You ask a lot of your liver, so give it the support it needs with Active Liver. You can find Active Liver at Amazon.com or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS. Or for a volume discount, visit NewNordicUSA.com. Go to new, NORDICUSA.com. Amazon, or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS.
Thank you for being with WSGW in the Stormmaster Exterior Studios. You can also listen to WSGW online thanks to Stormmaster Exteriors.
Check this out with your morning team on WSGW.
I met her at the laundromat. She was washing extra hot. I said, don't you need a little help with that big load you got? She said no, but did a double take, and then she smiled and said, I might. As I rolled up my sleeves, I said to myself, well, all right, well, all right.
Yeah.
I put it on automatic.
That is the unmistakable sound of Johnny Cash, though he's been long gone for many years. A new Johnny Cash album is coming out on Friday. Yeah. It will be his 72nd studio album, the fifth released posthumously, by the way. It's going to be released on Friday. It's called Songwriter, and it's produced by John Carter Cash and David Ferguson, containing 11 original songs by Cash, including the one we just heard. Well, all right, it was actually released in April, and so it's been getting some attention already. How cool is that? You know, how many of these songwriters that, you know, after they passed on, but they got so much material that had never been released. And so music can still be produced. It says that the songs on the album were written over several decades, one dating back to the late 70s, as a matter of fact. There's even one song called Sing It Pretty Sue that actually appeared as the last track of a 1962 album, The Sound of Johnny Cash. But it has been re-recorded and reproduced, and through the magic of technology.
That'd be interesting over the course of such a long stretch. As someone who's putting together the album, how do you pick it out? Do the different songs sound different enough? Does he had a pretty distinctive sound, but did it evolve over that time to the point where maybe some of those songs don't fit together? I don't know.
It'll be interesting.
Very interesting.
I'm sure they did a lot of that work very meticulously, let's say.
Yeah.
It does say that the demos that were discovered were stripped back to just his vocals and guitar, and then overdubbing was done with newly recorded parts by a new band. Although some of the musicians that they used to record some of the music had worked with Johnny Cash before. Well, how cool is that?
That's a really cool way to do it.
Yeah.
Because you hear about, okay, you could use the original recording and just try and hide it, but take it down to his voice and his guitar. Those are the two important parts. And then you can fill it in with other stuff. That's cool.
What you get is a new album.
Yep.
And on Friday, it comes out. Songwriter by Johnny Cash.
How many more will we get?
There's got to be more someplace. With all the years things he'd done in his life, there's probably more to come. It's Your Morning Team on WSGW.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions for free. Call now and find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-204-4240. I'm here with spokesman John Wolf. So, John, tell everyone listening who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, give us a call right now. 800-204-4240. You'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 800-204-4240.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
There is a new way, or I should say there are new ways to listen to WSGW. And we want to make sure that you are aware. It's just being introduced this week. We've been talking about it at various other times on the Morning Team show. We need to do it here coming up after the 8:30 news, and we'll do that. One of the things we'll be doing for you coming up. Also, I just come across this. A well-known movie franchise, I guess I'll say, apparently is working on another movie. I think it'll be the 5th installment. I had no idea, although they said they talked about it last year. I'm just finding out about it. We'll make that mention for you, too, coming up. You're with Charlie and Mike and Jonathan here. Your morning team where clouds and sun kind of connecting together through the day, but also maybe touching off for a little scattered shower or a potential pop-up storm. We'll get to the forecast. Temperature right now is 68. The news being brought to you by Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal in Saginaw. That's Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal in Saginaw. Here's Mike Percha.
Thank you, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. Fire officials in Bay City are investigating the cause of a fire that damaged a large portion of a home yesterday. Crews responded to the area of 24th and Wilson Streets around 4:30 p.m. to find the two-story house in flames. The family living in the home were able to evacuate safely, according to officials, and no injuries were reported. Hazmat teams from Genesee County and the state of Michigan responded to a chemical spill in the Flint River yesterday. Around 11:40 a.m., the spill was reported in the area of James P. Cole Boulevard and Merrill Street near the former Buick City Industrial Complex in Flint. Booms were placed across the river to contain the oily-like substance, which has yet to be identified. Officials are working to determine from where the spill originated and how much of it is in the water. Health officials are urging residents to avoid contact with the river from Hamilton Avenue to Grand Traverse Street. It is the third such spill this year. City crews in Saginaw are doing utility work on Gratiot Avenue today through Friday. That work will take place between South Woodbridge and Braley Streets, requiring all eastbound lanes to be closed to through traffic. The westbound lanes will remain open. Please find an alternate route or follow the posted detour. The Bay Area Chamber of Commerce has announced their 40th annual golf outing, scheduled to take place July 15th. The outing will happen at the Maple Leaf Golf Course at 158 North Mackinac Road in Linwood, with registration at 8 a.m. and a shotgun start at 9 a.m. Registration is $500 for a team of 4 and includes 18 holes with a cart and 4 seats to the awards reception. For more information, visit baycityarea.com/events. WSGW News Time, 8:33.
It happens after every commercial building gets built.
That looks great, boys. Wow, what a change. The owners are going to be thrilled.
Even after cleaning up the garage or shed. That leftover scrap metal can be a burden, but it doesn't have to be, and it can make you some cash. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal. is a metal recycling company that'll pay you cash and recycle your metal for the future. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal also makes it easy. We can provide containers for industrial manufacturing facilities and small specialty shops for moving and storing scrap metals. Looking to scrap a vehicle? We got you. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal in Saginaw, just north of the Dow Event Center. Also located in West Branch, 1 mile off I-75 and M76. Schedule a car pickup or check metal prices now at rifkin-co.com. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal, recycling today for tomorrow.
WSGW News Time, 8:34. Funeral arrangements have been set for Oakland County Sheriff's Deputy Brad Reckling, who was shot to death while investigating a stolen car on Detroit's east side. Visitation will take place from 10 until 3 Friday at the Apostolic Church of Auburn Hills. A celebration of life will take place afterward at 3 p.m. Reckling worked for the Sheriff's Department for 9 years. He's survived by his wife, who is pregnant, and 3 daughters. A GoFundMe set up by the family has raised more than $200,000. More than 150,000 people lost power on Tuesday morning as storms in West Michigan, but Consumers officials says tens of thousands have already been restored. Electric Distribution Engineering Vice President Greg Salisbury says they're working as safely and quickly as possible.
We have a process to do that. We prioritize hospitals, fire departments, police departments, water treatment plants, sewer lift stations, and broadcast media, TV, and radio so that emergency communications can function. Once we get through these high priority areas, these critical priorities, we'll move to across the rest of the outages, typically starting in our largest circuits and working our way through until every last customer is restored.
The focus is on Kent, Ottawa, and Muskegon counties, where more than a third of outages have occurred. A breakthrough in heart transplantation here in the state of Michigan. Henry Ford Health surgeons achieved an historic milestone by completing 2 beating heart transplants. Ken Miller from Ferndale was the recipient of the first beating heart transplant and one of a few people in the entire country to ever undergo the surgery. The new technique is said to provide better outcomes and more access to donor hearts. The traditional way of transplantation requires stopping the donor heart twice. Every time you stop a heart, it's damaged. A beating heart transplant won't damage it before it's been donated. And Charlie, it's called The Big Stay. New research by Robert Half shows that 3/4 of professionals are happy with their current job. Only 35% plan to look for a new job yet this year. Robert Half Senior Vice President Jeff Sokolowski says more of the younger workers will look.
The younger workers, based on this survey, are more open to opportunities because they are looking for higher income or earning potential. So maybe because of where they're at in their career, they haven't achieved their financial goals yet. They are looking and considering developing additional skills.
Sokolowski says the top factors leading to overall job satisfaction include competitive salary with regular merit increases, flexible work location and schedule, and a fair workload and job expectations.
And then you say they call it the big stay. Is
Big stay, yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's in opposition to the Great Resignation.
It is 8:38 on WSGW. Here's the forecast. It's WNEM First Alert Meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
We're giving you the first alert to some patchy fog and haze as we start off on this Wednesday. That's just due to the higher levels of humidity that we have right now. The fog definitely won't be here all day, though. That'll be lifting as we go throughout the mid to late morning hours. Now, we do have some scattered showers in the forecast for today. Just expecting some lighter showers and much more intermittent than yesterday morning's rain, too. Even though we could see an isolated pop-up thunderstorm near Owasso, Flint, or Lapeer. Definitely not much in the way of storm activity compared to yesterday as well. A high of 78, then 54 for your low tonight, mostly clear, 74 and mostly sunny with nearly no humidity on Thursday. Friday, 78 and dry during the daytime, still first alerting you to rain moving in on Friday night. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Barometric pressure 2976, falling southwest wind 5.
68 at WSGW, your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region and your connection to the world. Still have some fog in places throughout the Great Lakes Bay region. It's gotten better in some areas as we're starting to brighten things up. This is something that's been with us for the entire morning, and the Great Lakes Bay region and into the thumb, the areas of the state. There are many areas of the state with fog, but apparently it's more dense with our area involved. Other than that, though, everything else seems okay weather-wise. There's a couple of beach hazard statements for Mason and Ottawa counties on the west side of the state. Other than that, everything else seems okay for your Wednesday of weather. Hey, you know the Trotters are back? Harness racing returning to the Caro Fairgrounds this Thursday, like tomorrow. Post time 5 p.m. 15 exciting Colt Stakes big dollar races are scheduled. Plenty of prizes given away for all grandstand attendees. Get there early for all the fun. Some local racers will be there too. Big dollars are on the line. The racing to be intense. The Trotters back in Caro, the Tuscola County Fairgrounds, Thursday, 5 p.m. And harness racing will be returning to the Tuscola County Fairgrounds July 20th through the 27th during the Tuscola County Fair. Don't miss that. The Trotters are back in the harness racing.
Hi, this is Art Lewis. McDonald Ford in Freeland is my dealer of choice. They should be yours, too. Stop in and visit them at 6790 Midland Road in Freeland. McDonald Ford.
This farm has been in my family for 50 years. To be able to sustain our land, we've had to look at new ways of doing things. By installing solar panels on our farm, we're able to generate electricity for our community and revenue for our family. I say seeing is believing. You can have solar and agriculture working together. I'm proud of what we're doing, and I'm glad we're able to keep this land in my family.
Fuel for Thought, presented by the American Clean Power Association.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan.
Their jaws are more flexible, their teeth are cleaner, and their coats shinier. And why they seem more youthful even as they age.
I'm veterinarian Dr. Marty Goldstein. I've helped countless dogs thrive with one simple concept. Your dog needs a high-meat diet similar to what their ancestors ate in the wild.
Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend using 50 years of nutritional research and experience, helping dogs make incredible turnarounds. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of Cod Krispies, their wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats. Go to drmartypets.com/good or text GOOD to 511-511.
Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Yes, WSGW and you with Charlie, Mike, and Jonathan. Your morning team that's brought to you by Paint Bowl on Bay Road north of Shattuck and Saginaw. How about a graphene coating? How about paint film protection? Rust proofing, detailing services, body work. Paint Bowl does all that. Find out. On Bay Road north of Shattuck and Saginaw, find out online, paintbullrepair.com. That's paintbullrepair.com. Got to talk about how you can listen to WSGW2. We'll do that for you in just a moment because we've got to get into a little discussion on that. Before we do that, just wanted to throw this out there. I missed this completely, guys. I don't know, maybe you heard it. It was in an interview that was published on Monday that I happened to see a reference from Eddie Murphy. Of course, Eddie coming out in the new Beverly Hills Cop movie, but he also apparently, during an interview, talked about how he has just started doing work on the next Shrek movie.
Another one?
That's what I said. Another Shrek movie?
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know there was another one in the works. And apparently he says, yeah, we started it last year. I don't remember anything about that. It's what he says is we're going to be finishing it up, and he believes that Shrek 5 now is going to be released sometime in 2025. Says the fifth film was announced last year. Although Eddie Murphy is participating now, it still says original co-stars Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, and Antonio Banderas have yet to confirm their involvement in the movie. So how are they starting to make the movie already? How is he already getting the movie together? And how is he talking about a release? if the big stars haven't even announced they're part of it yet.
Shrek 5, Donkey 1.
Well,
the movie centers around Donkey.
Well, and he also announced that Donkey's going to have his own spin-off movie.
Oh.
Remember how the Puss in Boots
Puss
character
in Boots
did?
got one.
Yeah.
Puss in Boots was great.
Yeah.
I heard it was good.
And
both of them were great.
Oh, that's right. There were two of them, weren't there?
Yeah. I think it's one of those rare instances. I think the sequel is even better.
I think Puss in Boots can carry a movie. I don't think Donkey can carry a movie. He's the goofy, annoying sidekick. He's not the protagonist.
He can't be the front man. He needs someone to build off of.
I think so.
Yeah, but this is Eddie Murphy we're talking about.
That's true.
Yeah, I suppose if anyone could pull it off. The last Shrek movie itself, by the way, aside from the Puss in Boots spinoffs, was released in 2010. Shrek Forever After.
Wow, that's a long hiatus.
It is. That is. Well,
but they kept the franchise going, I guess, in various ways. So,
if Star Wars can do it,
don't compare Shrek to Star Wars. Oh, although with the quality of Star Wars nowadays,
yeah, well, they've gone off in so many different directions. And there are some that would argue some of the certain characters of Star Wars couldn't carry their own movies, let alone Donkey carrying his own movie. Yeah. Oh, it's 8:46 on WSGW. So listening to WSGW, we often talk about, standard listening, 100.5 and 790. I mean, really listening to radio on your radio.
We are a radio station.
What a concept. But we know radio delivery is different, is also delivered. You can ask Alexa and Siri. Or we talk about WSGW.com online listening, which thousands, and we do mean thousands of you access because it's easy to count that. That is made available through Stormmaster Exteriors, plus the studio sponsorship. We appreciate Stormmaster Exteriors. If you need windows and roofing and siding and gutters and more, we encourage you to seek out StormmasterExteriors.com. But there are other ways too, as we try and make it as convenient as possible. We try to engage you as best as possible. We try and offer up as many options and opportunities and possibilities. Although I guess I shouldn't say it's a possibility anymore. Jonathan Dent, thanks to your hard work, it is now a reality.
It is. We are live streaming currently on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch. I almost said X and Twitter. It's X used to be Twitter. X and Twitch. The morning team has been live all week and will continue to be live all week. And part of the thought behind this is the morning team with Charlie, Mike, Jonathan, and you. And often when we're covering different topics or different stories, we get clever comments, quips, insights in the form of emails or phone calls or what have you. And we thought, well, hey, we'd like to be able to see that as we're talking about it. So with these social media options, we can, if you put in a comment, we can see it in real time and include you in the conversation as you are listening along. We had a couple of comments come in during a couple of our segments earlier in the week, and we're always happy to engage in that way. Also, talk about options for listening. This morning, we had a very brief outage of our website. So those thousands of people who utilize the online stream, some of them couldn't utilize the online stream. It was back up pretty quickly. I submitted a ticket to our IT department, and within 60 seconds, it was back up. So either we have the best IT people in the world, or the issue resolved itself. I'll leave you to decide. But
considering where our IT department is located, that would be pretty impressive. They responded in 60 seconds.
But if you're an online listener, if something goes wrong and you don't have access to the radio waves, if you're out of our footprint, then you can always access us on social media.
Yep.
Facebook.
And if you wait another 5 to 10 years, you can have us beamed directly into your brain through your neural link implant link.
We'll have holograms.
Oh, wouldn't that be something? That would mean advancement in technology now, wouldn't it? Is that the one that's going to be implanted by a government device that just happens and you don't even know it?
Or the aliens.
Oh,
That's
No,
right.
Elon Musk.
That's right. We're the media. We're in cahoots with the aliens.
Unless Elon Musk is an alien.
Yeah, well,
which wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Depending on your perspective. Wow. Well, we hope you take advantage of it, and thanks to those who we know already have, as we can monitor that. And we'll continue to, in the future, talk more about the fact that, we're available in that streaming opportunity, and meaning that your comments can be happening as we speak. And if you choose to do so, we'll do what we can to talk about your comment, especially when we're talking about something that we're commenting on.
Because it's fun stuff that we talk about.
I mean, our comments are one thing, but you always got better comments. We know that.
Our listeners are always smarter than us.
They are. They always come up with the better comments than we have.
No comment.
Any comment is better than no comment.
And if I may tease a little bit, we are having conversations. I guess I'll throw it out there, because I guess if I throw it out there, it means that we're going to have to at some point attempt it, to add video at times.
We are talking about that.
Of your morning team.
We're a radio station, so obviously audio is our specialty, but we have the capability to do video, and we might try it out from time to time. I've been trying to get, whenever we have reference to a picture or video or something, I've been trying to put that up on the stream as well. So as you're watching the social media stream, you can see the thing that we're talking about. We'll work on getting that more up and running. This is our first week of attempting this, so have some patience as we work out all the bugs, all the fun stuff that we can do with this, but we're excited to do it.
And we hope you are excited too. It is your morning team on WSGW. Now going up to the hour with your up-to-the-minute news and your business and your weather. It's 8:50.
From Michigan News Source, I'm Cheryl Fritz. Our top story this hour: the strong storms that ripped through West Michigan Tuesday morning left behind a tangle of downed trees and power lines in hard-hit Muskegon County, with Michigan State Police saying at least 8 homes were seriously damaged. 3 injuries have so far been linked to the storm. About half the local roads in Muskegon County were impassable following the storms, with MSP blaming many of the closures on downed power lines. Some 160,000 Consumers Energy customers statewide lost power as a result of the storm, including more than 30,000 customers in Muskegon County alone. The Jackson-based utility said it hoped to have service back to most by the end of the day Wednesday, but warned some may be without power until Friday. The Detroit Zoo is celebrating the births of twin red pandas. Tim Knight has the story.
The cubs were born on June 17th to parents Ravi and Ginger. The twins are 3-year-old Ginger's firstborn cubs, and so far she is said to be an attentive mom. For the next few months, Ginger and the cubs will remain off exhibit, and the pedestrian rope bridge over the Red Panda exhibit will remain closed. Ravi, however, will be viewable to visitors on the east side of the Holtzman Wildlife Foundation Red Panda Forest. For Michigan News Source, I'm Tim Knight.
Ford is recalling more than 550,000 pickup trucks because some transmissions can suddenly downshift to first gear, creating a possible crash hazard, according to federal auto regulators. The unexpected downshifting may cause the driver to lose control of the vehicle and increase the risk of a crash. Ford said it will mail notification letters to owners beginning July 1st. For Michigan News Source.
On CBS News at 9 o'clock, Julian Assange is now a free man in Australia, but his wife says he will need some time to recuperate. Journalist Evan Gerskovic's family is speaking out after his court appearance in Russia today, and President Biden and former President Trump continue to prepare for the first presidential debate tomorrow night.
Those stories are on the way at 9 o'clock on WSGW, as we have more of the up-to-the-hour, up-to-the-minute reports now. As the Fox Business Report comes up, it is 8:53.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
General Mills earnings held up better than expected in the recent quarter, even though sales declined. It expects a gradual improvement this year. General Mills makes Cheerios, Betty Crocker, Bisquick, Pillsbury, Wheaties, and other brands. Volkswagen will pour billions of dollars into electric vehicle maker Rivian. In exchange, VW will be able to use Rivian's technology in its own cars. The initial investment will be $1 billion followed by $4 billion more if a joint venture between the two companies gets off the ground. Rivian is based in Irvine, California. Its SUVs and pickups are made in Normal, Illinois. Also, VW is dealing with a recall this morning of Atlas and Atlas Cross vehicles, which may have a wiring defect in front passenger airbags. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jimmy Cosola, invested in you.
Introducing Coin. That's COIGN.com. Coin is America's first credit card built by and for conservatives. Backed by Visa, Coin supports causes you care about every time you spend right at no cost to you and earn 1% cashback rewards on every purchase. Sign up today at COIGN.com. Select radio in the How Did You Hear About Us section. Terms apply. Go to coin.com/disclosures for full details.
WSGW with an up-to-the-hour, up-to-the-minute weather forecast of WNEM. First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
We're giving you the first alert to some patchy fog and haze as we start off on this Wednesday. That's just due to the higher levels of humidity that we have right now. The fog definitely won't be here all day, though. That'll be lifting as we go throughout the mid to late morning hours. Now, we do have some scattered showers in the forecast for today. Just expecting some lighter showers and much more intermittent than yesterday morning's rain, too. Even though we could see an isolated pop-up thunderstorm near Owasso, Flint, or Lapeer. Definitely not much in the way of storm activity compared to yesterday as well. A high of 78, then 54 for your low tonight, mostly clear, 74 and mostly sunny with nearly no humidity on Thursday. Friday, 78 and dry during the daytime, still first alerting you to rain moving in on Friday night. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Falling barometric pressure 2976. Wind is southwest averaging 5. 68 degrees at WSGW. Your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region, your connection to the world.
I'm Paul Young, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Build the wall. Deport illegals. Put America first. That's Paul Young's plan. The conservative choice for Congress. Pro-Trump and proud of it. Paul Young will secure our border and bring back Michigan jobs. Young served in President Trump's administration, enforcing immigration law to keep illegals out. That's why Young's been with Trump since 2016 and never wavered. But Mary Draves, she serves Democrats. Gretchen Whitmer handpicked Draves to her climate council to push tax hikes and mandates on Michiganders. It's no wonder why Draves backed Biden's Green New Deal and opposed Trump's policies to protect American workers. Draves even donated to Trump-hating Democrats who tried to impeach him. We can't trust Mary Draves to stand with Trump, and Michigan can't afford to send her to Congress. Paid for by Paul Young for Congress.
Approaching 9 o'clock on WSGW. And as your morning team is wrapping up and getting ready to go to the Art Lewis Show and Focus and Terry Haney's Farm Show, Art is involved with the Dow Championship, the LPG event happening at the Midland Country Club. Perhaps you heard the broadcast yesterday that Art had from that location. Well, with Art actually involved in some of the tournament activities, from the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, Matt Fallon will be in for Art the rest of the week, at least at 9 and 10. And he will broadcast from the Dow Championship with special guests as the week goes along. And so Matt Fallon will be coming up after the news at 9 o'clock. Terry Henney will be along. Terry Henney actually is going to handle our focus program today with Westside Decorating. And in his farm show at 11:30, Tigers baseball today, 12:45 on 790 AM WSGW. Let's get out in the song. He is 90 years old today. A lot of great jazz work that he's done. A lot of great instrumental music work that he's done for movies and for TV. But he's also done some songwriting. And we thought we'd use this song to celebrate Dave Grusin's 90th birthday, just because it's fun to know that he had a song that he did the lyrics to, he produced, and he played the piano on the song from a movie. From the movie Tootsie. It was the theme from Tootsie. It Might Be You. Stephen Bishop does the vocals, but Dave Grusin had a big hand in it. A big hand in a lot of great music over the years. He's 90 years old today.
time, I've been passing time, watching trains go by. All of my life, lying on the sand, watching seabirds fly, wishing there would be someone waiting home for me. Something's telling me it might be you. It's telling me it might be you. All of my life.
Again, it might be you. That theme from Tootsie, written, produced, and playing piano, Dave Grusin, who's 90 years old today. And it puts us to the news at 9. Matt Fallon for Art Lewis. Next on WSGW.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios. WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland. WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Applause in Australia, where Julian Assange arrived after a trip that took him from London to the island of Saipan, where he pleaded guilty to one U.S. charge of espionage today in exchange for time served before moving on to his homeland. His wife, Stella.
Today, we celebrate Julian's freedom.
Reporter Scott Maiman is in Canberra.
It's the first time in nearly 15 years Assange has been in Australia. The plea deal just hours earlier getting court approval.
Hopefully this is the end, not just of the case against Assange, but the end of the case against journalism.
Assange's American lawyer, Barry Pollack.
The family of a Wall Street Journal reporter issued a statement on the first day of his trial in Russia, insisting journalism is not a crime.
Evan Gershkovich stood in a glass box, his head shaved, sometimes smiling and waving at familiar faces. But the espionage charges against him are no laughing matter. The prosecutor says the Wall Street Journal reporter's been charged with collecting secret military information for the CIA, which he strongly denies. The trial resumes in August. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
President Biden says he's righting an historic wrong by pardoning what could be thousands of former U.S. service members over their sexual orientation. Correspondent Jim Axelrod.
The White House said people who were convicted under Article 125, a former military law that criminalized sodomy even between consenting adults, will now have the opportunity to apply for a pardon.
New government data show the number of undocumented migrants crossing the southern border has dropped about 40% since the president used his executive authority to restrict access earlier this month. New rules will only be lifted once the weekly average of daily illegal crossings falls below 1,500. One more day until the president and the man who wants to return to the Oval Office, Donald Trump, meet up for their first debate of the season. UVA political analyst Larry Sabato predicts
parts of it will be unpleasant and extremely negative, and they will attack each other for absolutely everything.
That debate tomorrow night. Something to look forward to, or not, this Christmas time.
Is the guy on the cheese.
Hallmark is making a TV movie inspired by Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's romance. The company says it will be filmed entirely in Kansas City and at Arrowhead Stadium. S&P futures down 10. Dow futures off 107. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Looking for savings while filling up at the pump? Look no further than Fuel Rewards at one of our 26 local Forward Shell convenience stores. Get 15 cents off per gallon when you buy any two 16-ounce Shine Waters for $4. Or get 15 cents off per gallon when you buy two 1-liter Propel or Gatorade water for only $5. Fuel Rewards at your local Forward Shell convenience stores, a family-owned Michigan tradition since 1925.
I'm pretty conservative. Many of us are here in rural America. We believe, and I believe, that we have a responsibility to care for not only for our families, but our communities. And this wind project is a great opportunity It's roads, bridges, schools, things that we need around here. For people who are skeptical, come and